What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. We're keeping up with that theme of going live earlier in the day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my people across the river who's still awake. Who ain't went to sleep yet over there in the UK, over there in just Europe, Asia, all of that stuff. Shout out to my people over there on the West Coast, Los Angeles, Hawaii, all the way out there who still sleep, y'all just now waking up and all of that good stuff. Appreciate y'all. Whoever just hit the like button soon as you jumped in here on the stream, I appreciate that as well. We got a bunch of topics to talk about today. We really just want to catch up on the week in general, right? So there's a lot of things that happened. A lot of things that happened. We had the draft this week. We got to talk about the Hornets and the draft, right? They picked up James Bouknight, Kai Jones, and a couple other folks who may be on the team, maybe all that stuff. What I want to talk about is how those players impact the team next year. Right, the actual roster, whether or not they're good fits or how they will fit, you know what I'm saying, playing with LaMelo. But then also one of the big things that we got to talk about is how this now impacts Jello in the summer league, right? Because all of these guys who just got picked up in the draft, the first time we're going to see them is side by side with Jello, right? So is there a fit? Does these people are they going to take minutes? Is it, you know what I mean? That's the conversation that we want to get into today. Obviously, like always, at some point we're going to throw the link in there. I'm going to bring y'all in there. I have this the press conference kind of queued up when these new guys touch down, and you know they always do that where they say, yo, come on, let's talk there. So we might watch that video there. We might do some body language analysis and all of that stuff. We just gonna keep it fluid, you feel me, this morning. Let me see what else. Obviously also one of the things that I want to open up today with is I think that it might be official. Your boy Lonzo Ball might be back with the brand for good, right? There's some stuff that I caught on Instagram. I was like, oh, wait a minute, this means something. All right, so I'll show y'all that here in a second. We also got to talk about the Lakers. The last time we was on the stream, the Lonzo to the Lakers was a really big, like, yo, we wanted to see that. You know what I'm saying? Lonzo to Charlotte would have been nice too. What is these new dudes? How do they fit? What's going on? Yo, let's get into it today. Wake up, man. It's early. It ain't that early. It's like 10:30. I need that shirt, G. Where I picked this shirt up at NBA.com. You know what I'm saying? Hornets.com. He had to get it. Rookie of the year type time. You feel me? Here's the thing too. The behind the scenes action is that, you know, I usually had a green screen, but all of my Hornets gear just does terribly on the green screen. So we had to, you know what I'm saying, lose it. So we're going to try some new stuff in the background here. So y'all work with the boy with that. Shout out to my man DKM who in here. Shout out to Zavon Flamingo, who was the first person in the chat. Carl Dorsey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, shout out to all y'all. That shirt right there is sick, my man. Yes. Kenneth, the God. Let me see what that name. 30. Shout out to y'all. Also, another thing that we got to talk about. Hey, yo, tomorrow my birthday. You feel me? Tomorrow my birthday. You know what I'm saying? The boy getting up there in age, getting old. The wisdom is happening on the 7:30 and or you live this morning. That's what I said. Yes. We trying to do that here for the, you know what I'm saying, my people across the water. As y'all wake up on the West Coast, wake up with your boy, you feel me? Jump in here. 9:30 is 10:30 here. Straight up. That's what I'm saying, man. Let's get it for the people who up, the early risers, you feel me? So first things first, I want to start here. I want to show y'all something right away that I feel like it's always good to start on a good note. You feel me? Let's start on a good note. Let's take y'all to Instagram right here. And I think that this is important. This is important. Let's go to Instagram. Boom. Killer Cali. That's what's up. All right. So we over here on the BBB Instagram. Y'all see it. Let me make myself a little bit. All right. Now, here we go. We over here on the BBB Instagram. And I was looking at this the other day. You know that my dog LeVar, entrepreneur Negro, that's what we call him. Just entrepreneur, all in a sense. He got you looking here. They got the rookie of the year. I told you so caps. You feel me? He gonna capitalize this here. The Zoe plus G3 plus y'all know MB1 equals problem, which is interesting right there because the MB1 is that's you know what I mean that had to be licensed I'm sure from LaMelo. But here's the thing, right? So I think over the last year we have consistently said, let me pull up my banner right here real fast. We have consistently asked the question, is what's Lonzo going to do? It's really up to him. And I think that this, to me, means something because when we have the conversation of, is Lonzo going to go to the Lakers? I'm sorry, is Lonzo going to go to the Hornets, right? And understanding that while the Hornets, somebody pointed out, Mitch Kupchak said the other day, yo, we got 20 million for a free agent without moving any pieces around. We got some space, right? But in our last live stream, we talked about how I feel like if for that to happen, and part of the initial plan was there had to be some sacrifice, right? Yo, if Lonzo go do this, by the time that somebody could take a little bit of cut so we can make sure that we get everybody on the same team. And I was saying, like, I don't know if that's a thing because, you know, the brand is they not what. And then I seen this the other day. Let me show this. Thor finna be a lob threat. Who is, hold on, and we're going to talk about that, but I'm glad somebody brought that up because I want y'all to put this in the chat. Thor, wasn't there another Thor? Who was the other Thor? Because I was thinking Thon Maker, and I noticed the Matures and all of the Maker boys, but there was another Thor who was kind of popular, and somebody put that in the chat. Who was the other Thor, like who really was popping a while ago, who had some bit of a name? All right, so check this out. So I was looking at this here. Let me see if I can get it to play. Yeah. Watch this closely here. Watch this closely. Can I zoom in? All right, watch this. Okay, y'all watching. Watch this. Now you see the glove here. It's obviously boxing gloves or whatnot, but watch them. They say ball on the front. Okay, all right, it makes sense. Big baller brand. They're gonna say LeVar, and they're gonna say ball. This other glove say LeVar, so you can get your LeVar ball boxing gloves. Okay, yes. Now let's check this out. Let's check it out. Okay. Here. You know that boy from. Hold on, man. Where we at? Okay, so I seen that. Then I was like, all right, let me check this out. So we get the new boxing MMA gear, the Big Baller brand pool table. We've been there before. We seen that. Okay, hold up. Now we just seen the LeVar joints. Oh, we gotta stop that. Now, if you look here, these are Lonzo's. So you got the LeVar gloves, and then you also got the Lonzo ball gloves with the BBB on them. So you got the Lonzo gloves and you got the LeVar gloves. So to me, that's a good sign. To me, that's a good sign. That says, yo, something is happening behind the scenes where Lonzo is starting to integrate himself back into Lonzo ball, LeVar ball, Jello ball gloves. Obviously, we don't have the Melo ones, but you got those three guys on there. So to me, that's saying that Lonzo is starting to integrate himself back into the brand. So to me, I point that out as we get started with the stream to say the conversations that Lonzo could be having with the Hornets could definitely be one that encompasses the whole brand and the whole family as well, because it looks like him, Jello, and LeVar are back with the whole unit as well. All right, so that's good to me. I hope that's a good sign for me. And as far as thinking that everybody is going to get back together. Now, what I want to say is, can I go ahead and get y'all to hit the likes as y'all come into the stream? Hit the likes as y'all come into the stream. Another thing that I want to pull up here, and this is really what I wanted to get into today, as we really before we open up conversation. Have you all watched this video here? We probably won't watch it in its totality, but I did want to sit here with y'all and really like and review this. Okay, Lakers got an old man Bron, old man Westbrook. Westbrook is not old. I wouldn't go with that at all. I would say I think that in basketball years, I think AD is older than Westbrook. Westbrook's still a young lion, in my opinion. OKC gonna be a problem too. Grey Glove said Melo. Oh, I seen something that said Jello. I didn't see ones that said Melo, but I had to take that look back at that to see what that's up. Also, man, hit the like button. Also, like I said, man, it's your boy birthday. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to hit the cash out for the birthday, the super chat, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that up to y'all. Let's get into this though, because this is what I like to do. I like to do the kind of reactions, or y'all know we be on the body language tip. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Is this the right one? Let me make sure I'm pulling up the right ball. All Man, where'd my video go? Do 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 do. All right, man. Where is that, man? Boy, these Macs be jumbling stuff up sometimes. Let me back up. All right, let me find it over here. Let me find it over here. All right, so I want to pull up this this video of both the new draftees being picked up and kind of talking with Mitch Kupchak. There you go. And really just give y'all my initial reaction to both of these cats, because I'm actually excited about it. And watching,
I can tell you,
and watching this, just a part of it, right? I started watching a little bit of this, and then I was like, all right, I got to get out of here so we can watch this on stream. But I want to watch this with y'all, and I want to do this so as we open up our conversation, we all have the same, like, you know what I'm saying, playing field and information and knowledge, because I'm excited. On the stream, I got to give shout out to, I can't remember exactly who said it, but on the last stream, folks was like, man, we need to get James Bouknight. And I was like, James Bouknight, I don't think I ever heard that name. And lo and behold, we ended up drafting old boy. So let's get into this.
that I've never seen, such excitement. I've been doing this for a long time, but both these young men are incredibly excited to be drafted, to participate, in the NBA draft yesterday, to fly here this morning. I can't introduce everybody that came with them, but there's a lot of family members, representatives here also visiting Charlotte. And as you might imagine, I'm sure they were up for most of the evening, if not all of the evening.
He's saying that be prepared because these boys is tired. They've been up celebrating all night. Also, and I don't want to take this too long, but on draft night, I would have went live. But as y'all know, I do video, you know what I'm saying, just in my like spare time or like as a side hustle, right? Or not even, honestly, full time. I just do video outside of YouTube and stuff. So somebody had asked me to come to a draft party and videotape. And I was at Thursday night, I was at the draft party for a guy named Aaron Henry, played over at Michigan State, who was hoping to be drafted. He ended up not getting drafted, but he ended up signing a deal with a team like right after, basically as the draft was going on. So it was interesting in that perspective as he talks about the family and all these people there who are excited for them to be there and all that stuff, because I was there with a dude's family who was like anticipating this draft and this big moment of hearing his name called. And it's just such an energy and an experience, right? When you think about having the opportunity to play in the NBA and have your name called, and it really don't even matter. These dudes here, the Bouknight went 11. I'm talking about guys who was like hoping to be in the first round, the end of it, hoping to be in the second round somewhere, and just hear your name called. And you just in a room with a bunch of people who realize that 1 second from now, at any moment, our whole entire life can change, right? The financial stability, financial future of our entire family is about to change with this one name call. So it's like such a an intense feeling to be in a room with so many people who waiting on it, and then watching like it not happen the way that people dreamed and expected it to, and seeing the air kind of slip out. It was something really crazy to do, but it was a dope experience, man. And shout out to that dude, man, Aaron Henry. I think he's going to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. Chip on his shoulder, dope kid, play ball over at Michigan State. Check his highlights out if you have not. Later on, if we want to talk about that a little bit more, man, let's do that. But can other AB emojis be used on other use? I think you probably could use the emojis if you're a member, but I'm not sure.
Here.
Let's
Now, before I introduce the two players, there are two other players that we drafted that the travel arrangements, did not work out, and hopefully, we'll be able to bring somebody in maybe in a little bit later on, and if not, they'll be introduced on Monday.
I want to thank God.
Okay, here we go. I just fast forward
James
into my
first, and
James Bouknight. Let me do it, because listen.
James could say hello, and once I do the same, I think we'll open it up to questions.
Let me do this, man, because he not really bringing my dog out right. Ladies and gentlemen, sitting to my left, starting guard, University of UConn, athletic shooter, comparison to me, John Collins, who showed up last year in the playoffs. I think that's what we getting with old boy here. James, gonna get buckets in the Hornets uniform. Bouknight.
Oh man, how y'all all doing? I don't really got a speech prepared. This is my first time really speaking in front of a microphone, in front of so many people.
Here's what I'll say, just right off listening to him talk. He seemed like a real dude. He don't seem like a dude who finna come on here and pretend. And in my history of watching LaMelo play, just personality wise, I feel like he does well with like real dudes. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Miles Bridges, you look at Miles on the Instagram, he seemed like a real cat. You look at Terry Rozier, seemed like a real dude. About that, been there, done that, about that life. And just hearing James talk for 2 seconds, I don't know none of you. I feel like he a real dude, and I think that alone to me says, yo, that says something.
First and foremost, I just want to thank God. Without Him, none of this would be possible. I just want to thank God and
Bouknight is a
family,
1
coaches,
through
high school
3.
coaches, college coaches.
Let me see. All right, let me pull up something. I'll play that. I think when I say John Collins, and I think that's what I'm talking about, that's the right name. Dude from play for the Hawks.
I'm truly blessed.
My comparison to them is more so along the lines of, I seen this stat throughout the playoffs where people talked about how he was one of the only dudes in the league who had like, I'm making this number up, but just for example, he's one of the only dudes who had 100 dunks and 100 3-pointers, right? The versatility of being super athletic, but also being a scorer, right? Can get to the rim and actually dunk that thing and score at a high clip. You know what I mean? And that's the comp. When I watch this dude highlights, that's where I felt like I could see that, right? An athletic dude who then also, if he's open, he gonna knock it down. Not gonna be afraid to take the 3 and gonna do that thing. Like he's a professional. All right, let's keep going.
Get this started.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kai Jones.
Yeah.
Like Mitch said, I'm super excited to be here. So happy to be in Charlotte. Like we have a great young.
I watched some film on the dude Kai Jones, and I think that when you really watch a lot of NBA basketball, and then you go to watch college basketball and all of that stuff, it's such a weird experience because these dudes so small. It's like, yo, bro, you just don't see how it's going to translate, because it's like, bro, you need to put on 20 or 30 pounds before you can be like in the paint and playing great basketball. You look at the dudes like Giannis and all of that. And so I think that when I watched Kai Jones and doing some of the stuff that he was doing in college, I was really like, bro, you're going to have to bulk up a little bit in order to do that. I will say, one of the things that I appreciate about these two draft picks is that these Hornets are seeming to like really lean towards, we want dudes who can run, who can be athletic. They're really thinking like, we're going to play to the strengths of LaMelo here, and we want dudes who are going to get on the break. That's what the Kai Jones dude did that I appreciated. He just was running the floor for Texas, and that was dope to see.
Core, and I'm going to add to that. It's going to be like James said in the car, box office. So I'm super excited.
What does this mean? This year's NBA draft is
Okay,
like
so,
2017 in reverse, but differently.
Any questions?
What,
Be happy to
what does that
answer.
mean?
This is for both players. Rob Boone here with SI.com. Just wondering how you guys are feeling right now. Does it feel like it's actually real now that you actually are here with Mitch Kupchak and the Hornets organization after last night?
Yeah, it felt super real from when you hear your name getting called. You know, it's a blessing to be in that room, and then to hear your name called is just complete relief, satisfaction. You know, it's a culmination of all your work that you've been putting in over the years and all the sacrifices that you've made. So
I remember KD and AD in college here, but I feel like one of the things is KD seems to me to still be kind of skinny, even though he's put on a decent amount of weight. AD has definitely, like, you know what I'm saying, filled out a lot.
it's a great feeling.
Oh man, for me, it's still surreal. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to my man, New Media, New Nation. New Media Nation United. DJ, what's good, my guy?
But you never really know it's gonna happen until it really does. And it happened. So for me, it's still surreal. I'm just trying to enjoy the moment. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm saying, right? Is I always talk about this, and I go back to, like, there's so many dudes who dream, who hope, who like really, 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 really deep down know, like, oh, one day I'm gonna make it. I know that I'm gonna play on that level. I know I'm gonna get it done. I know I'm gonna, and you get so close when you play D1 and you have strong minutes and you do all of this stuff. But there's so many guys, man, who. I told you I was at the draft party and I went to watch this dude highlights, and I was like, yo, bro, you remind me of like a Sean Kemp. You know what I'm saying? On one clip, then I see him doing some other things. I was like, yo, you got a serious game. And then barely missed the draft, like right there at the end when they have, you know what I'm saying, like top 5 guys left. He was like 2 people left when there was, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the draft, like just that close of being in that top 60 guys. And so it is such a surreal experience, man. I think that's why when we get to have this conversation about Jello Ball and his journey and keep going and persevering, and I hear people ask the question of like, man, do he even want to play basketball anymore? Is he really about that life? Does he really? And I'm like, bro, you don't understand, man. These kids here want this stuff so bad, man, and they're willing to go and do anything and everything that it takes to get done, and that's what ends up separating them, man, from the elite class.
And then Mitch mentioned the excitement level right now around the organization. What's it like for you guys to be a part of this now? I mean, part of a new young core. The team's kind of growing around you guys at the same point. What's it like to kind of be a part of this excitement now that hasn't been around for a while?
I feel like it's perfect timing. Us 2 young, exciting guys. Like you said, this team is on the rise.
I think it's interesting that my man Kai Jones keep answering all of the questions first. And, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the majority of folks understand that the James Bouknight kid is like, yo, that's the dude. And then, but my man Kai is like, he just, it's such a juxtaposition, and I use that word sometimes, and I probably use it in the wrong way. But between these two, my man here is definitely seems like he's suited and booted and has some media training. My guy Bouknight is on the other side, like, bro, I ain't even been asleep yet, man. It's real. And like I said, man, I think that, in my experience, I feel like Melo plays well with guys who like are real. And what not to say that Kai Jones is not real. I guess what I'm saying is more like not as polished. You know what I'm saying? Just like real dudes, we can sit down and it's not. And you'll see what I'm saying.
They got really good young players, like LaMelo, who can pass the ball, and they like to run. So I love running. I know James loves to run too. So it's gonna be showtime. I'm excited.
Yeah. I think we gonna be one of the most exciting young teams in the league.
once like this, right? My man Bouknight is in the Hornets polo that they just gave him, like right before he walked up there. Like, bro, you can't wear the t-shirt. Like, put this on. Your boy Kai Jones shows up in a whole suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just that raw ruggedness is what I meant. That's a better word. Raw and rugged. The Miles Bridgeses, the Terry Roziers. I feel like that's the people that my dog LaMelo really like does really well with
I say
playing
that
with.
confidently. We gonna be a team that's must see TV, as everybody like to say. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I would say, right? And I think that this is part of it, right? Maybe he was not a good 3-point shooter. However, what I will say is that before Melo came to the league, he was not considered to be a great 3-point shooter. But what the Hornets did is they pulled him to the side and say, bro, we need to see if it was circumstance or can you develop into a 3-point shooter. And they did a workout and that happened. So they did that with LaMelo. I'm assuming that they had that same kind of opportunity with Bouknight prior, and they feel confident that he can develop into that 3-point shooter, right? I think to me, I'm not a hooper, bro. I played football the majority of my time. I'm just a fan of the game and I appreciate it. But what I do love about sports is that, and this is what killed me with Ben Simmons, I think basketball is one of the only sports that, like, you literally can go out in the backyard by yourself and work on your game and improve it. If you want to be a 3-point shooter, you don't need nobody else but you, and you can stand back and throw the ball at the hoop and just practice threes from the corner. If you need to get better handles, you can work dribble combinations, you can do all kind of stuff, and you can improve your game. And so that's what killed me when I see folks like Ben Simmons do their thing, and I'm like, Ben, bro, just go outside. I know you got a court outside. You don't even go to the park. They got those, whereas football, like you know what I'm saying? You need other people to be able to practice catching machine, all of this other stuff to be able to do that. In order to work your pass drills, you know, you need a dummy, you need a person, you need to do all of this stuff. But I do think that so I hope that means his shot can translate and he can do things. But I think really what they need is a guy who can really get buckets, create his own shot, get to the basket and all that stuff. It's a plus when you got a guy like we seen Miles Bridges, who is a super athlete, can catch lobs, can dunk, and do all that stuff. But if he's wide open, can knock down the shot.
Hello. Sam Perley with Hornets.com. Just curious, both of you, Kai and James, did you guys know each other before coming here? You crossed paths at all during the pre-draft workouts or anything like that? And how do you feel like the other one's game will complement your game when you get on the court for the first time?
Yeah, no, I never met James in person prior to the draft, but it's crazy because on the way to Barclays, he was sitting right in front of me on the bus, and we was talking like, you know what I mean, this is so crazy just to be here. And then at Barclays, when we got to the arena, his table was right behind mine. So it's crazy that we ended up being teammates, but I think the
connection already started. On the bus, the universe is putting things in together. On the way to the thing, we were sitting next to each other. We got there, we were sitting next to each other. I like to see it.
Good scoring guard who's going to attract a lot of attention from the defense, and I know that he can pass
definitely,
the ball
bro.
too.
We'll have to do that, man. I will.
It's going to be fun. I can imagine him throwing me lobs now. It's going to be dope.
Matt Ruchinsky from Hornets.com. You guys seem to have a good chemistry together already.
This is something that I want to talk about, right? Because I think that this is where the uphill battle comes for Jello, right? And this is like one of the realities of the whole thing is that in his position, he's going into summer league not as like the guy who he's like a dude we want to see if you can hoop, but he's not coming into it as like we really want you to develop and we want to make sure, you know what I mean, you get the minutes and all that stuff that you can. So when you got these dudes who kind of play similar positions, similar games, or have the all positives in the same area, it kind of makes it a little bit tough for Jello at times. So I really want to get y'all opinions on that a little bit later once we jump onto the call-in portion.
For you two going through this whole process, starting with the draft and being rookies together, do you think?
For sure. Just me as a person. Like, I pride myself in having relationships with my teammates, good relationships, and being able to connect with my teammates and my coaches and the staff and dudes in the front office.
He raw, man. I like this dude already. I'm gonna have to give me a Bouknight jersey. This is what I'm saying. I like dudes who just, bro, I've been hooping. That's all I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? I like messing with my dudes and my teammates, but I like that, bro. I'm not coming here to be polished. I'm not coming here to switch it up. I ain't code switching on you. I am me, bro. I like that.
You know, like I said, I really can't tell you. Like, I'm just so excited. You know what I'm saying? This is surreal to me. Like, I can't even, like, never in a million years that I feel like I'd be in this situation. Here today, sitting here talking to you guys. You know.
Here's another thing that I always say this, right? I always say this, playing in, like, I think that if you go back to last season, right, one of the biggest knocks that I feel like most people had when it came to this the Hornets team and the different players and enjoying them play and not enjoying them play and all of that stuff, that one of the biggest knocks was it felt like dudes were in this mentality of, I'm here to get mine, right? This is my moment. Like, you kick them the ball and they like, oh, I gotta take it over, right? And not necessarily like playing within the system, not necessarily running the floor to not necessarily. And I think that what I appreciate, and this is why I say I think like regular, real dudes do so well in the system with LaMelo, is that they really understand that if I get to where I'm going, like, you're going to get me to rock and I'm going to do my thing. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not about, like, I like a dude who says, like, I'm blessed to be here. I never thought that this would happen. I'm just hyped that I could, because to me, what that says, I'm humble. To me, what that says is, like, if you tell me to go run through the wall because we're going to win, I'm going to go run through the wall because I've been running through walls this whole time. Like, that's what do y'all feel what I'm saying? Like, when I hear him talk about, you know what I mean, his experience and where he is in the head state right now, I feel like I know that he's going to be well on this squad, because not that there will be a small role that he has to play in order to be successful, but I believe that, like, yo, let's just keep going.
It's been a while since I've been called a dude. Kind of like it.
To my understanding, Melo already said that he got rid of that number 2. So I think that even if for some reason Monk is back, I think that they might have already switched.
Scott Fowler from the Charlotte Observer. This question is well, I have one for the players and one for the dude. So
I think that, so here's the difference, right? Is that not being humble, ready to work is all right, let me say this. I think that what I'm saying is, in systems, right? Sometimes in certain systems, you need to be the guy. Like, if you talk to Melo, I mean, he's humble and all of that stuff, but I've been doing this. We've been supposed to be here. Basketball, I've seen this coming. It's a different mentality. From Melo's answers to these same questions is different than what Bouknight just said, right? So I'm not saying it to knock, but I'm saying that if you have two people who answer these questions like, yo, I'm supposed to be here, I done dreamt about this, I'm the rookie of the year, I'm about to be the future MVP, my jersey and the thing, and another dude on the same team is like, I'm the rookie of the year, I'm the all-star, I'm the MVP, I'm the such and such, I've been supposed to be here, I dreamed it. That's a clash. It's a clash. It just don't work. When you had to do like the spotlight my whole life, everything been handed to me, I done did this, I'm supposed to be, it's a clash. And I think that sometimes, like, that's what you've seen sometimes last year, right? Even dudes who like don't even go play at these high majors or whatever, right? You could be a Division II player and you could have the biggest like head because you the best dude in the whole D2. You walk in here and the green light is always on. So that's what I'm saying, is that there's a different level of humble mentality that works as puzzle pieces to fit. And I'm saying that I like his thought process simply because I think it'll gel well with what they already have on the team.
Mitch, we didn't get to talk to you last night about how you were able to make the move and why you made the move to trade up and get Kai.
Just so I understand the question, the deal we made to trade up.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess it's official, but what we did was we traded a future first-round pick with protection. So a first-round pick from next year. A protected first-round pick is, the language we use. And it was contingent upon a certain player being there when we drafted. And, we're happy that he was there. If he was not there, we would not have made the deal.
I like Mitch Kupchak because he's going to give it to you raw and he's going to give it to you real. We wanted this dude. We got lucky last year with Melo. We almost fumbled the bag. We wanted this dude here. We made the deal because of all of that stuff. I appreciate that. Somebody asked a question here. What's happening with Gordon, Devontae, and Terry? As you can see, to me, they seem to be a team who's saying, yo, we're going to get younger. We're getting younger. We're investing in this young core. We want to play fast and we want to do all of that stuff. To me, I think that this does not bode well for these older guys on the squad. Not older guys, I'll call them veterans. And what I mean by that is when you have Gordon, you got Devontae, and you got Terry, you need some veteran leadership, right? So one of those guys, if not two of them, has to stay. At least one. You got to keep one, right? You got to put somebody somewhere. You got to have veteran leaders. You got to. You're finna get rid of your bigs, Bismack and Cody Zeller. You're going small on that front. You got to have a veteran somewhere in that backcourt, right? You got to have that. You just need it. And so I believe that one of these guys is going to stay. Hopefully, to me, I would love to see. To me, I think I would love to see either Gordon or Terry stay. I know that a lot of people want to see Hayward get up out of here, but I don't know. I'm torn because I think that he provides you something. I think that actually, man, I think from a mental standpoint, I think that I would love to see Hayward leave. ABD Hero, did Mitch K say the same words to these two players he said about LaMelo? They will have to earn their minutes. He did not say that. That's what I'm saying. All right. I'm good. I'm kind of good with Gordon Hayward staying, but I feel like I like Jason. I like not Jason Terry. I'm sorry. I like Terry Rozier a little bit better just as a player and a fit. But I'm cool with Gordon Hayward staying. And I know a lot of people are saying this. I don't think that he said this about. I don't think he said this to these dudes because they're gonna play. I think that it's obvious to that front office, and this is why I said that they really got lucky with LaMelo because they were really not expecting him to be as good as he did, and they really just felt like, hopefully, let's cross our fingers and maybe we can, like, not look stupid. And now he makes them look like geniuses. And I think that the difference between them drafting LaMelo is now it's intentional. If you look at the construction of that team last year, they brought in Terry, they brought in Hayward, they had Bismack, Cody Zeller. You had a team who was full of veterans, guys who was like, yo, we think that we might be able to do something right now. We were close last year to the playoffs. We added Gordon and Hayward, who might be an all-star, and then now we can get it in there. And so I think that the intention to that season was, yo, let's do this. Now I feel like the ideal that they have is F them old niggas. F them. We don't need it. We young and dumb right now. The whole last year, the locker room was listening to maybe Jay-Z, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe they sprinkle some Future in there just because he could be cross-generational. You know what I'm saying? The locker room was heavy, J. Cole-ish. People was introspective. We threw some, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of a little country in there just for them folks. This year, I'm telling you, you walk into the Hornets locker room and it's Keith. It's Pooh Shiesty. It's the little baby. You know what I'm saying? The dynamics is changing. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Mitch Kupchak in 2 weeks with a grill in, diamonds blinging with a Cuban link chain. The franchise is changing right now. Michael Jordan, I wouldn't be surprised every time you see him, he wearing the rings now. That's the type of vibe that I think that this Hornets team is going with, and I appreciate it. Let's continue.
Great. And for the players, I just wonder if you could, since we don't all know all about your games, what you consider your biggest strength on the court, and also what you consider you most need to work on as you move into the NBA.
I'll go first. My biggest strength is
Bro, stop going first.
my versatility, ability to impact.
That makes me nervous. I'll go. It's me. It's on me. I'm ready. It's on my turn.
The game
I'll
all
go
around.
first. Please
And
chill,
I say something
bro.
I need to continue to work on is just consistency with footwork and my shooting. Just building good habits on my shot so I can be a knockdown shooter in the NBA.
For me, I just
Definitely
feel
not
like,
Kawhi.
I'm someone you can give the ball to and ask him to go get a basket. I feel like just because the situation I was in at UConn, I wasn't able to fully show my playmaking ability and my versatility as a two-way guard. I feel like here with this young team and the talent that we have in this organization, I'll be able to maximize my abilities and really show my full potential.
I'm Herb White. I'm with the Charlotte Post.
I like it. My other situation, I had to shoot that thing. I had to be a scorer. I had to do that. Now I can show that I'm a two-way guard. That means I can play defense, lock down, and I can put it on the floor offensively. And a lot of people think that I may be a black hole. You throw the ball to me, I'm going to shoot it no matter what. I can facilitate. I can pass. Which I think it's a great, that's what I'm saying. The mentality of saying, yo, I'm going to show people that I can pass the ball. Thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. Because what we see all of the time is he said that. That's what I'm saying. Chill out, bro. Chill out. Shout out to my dog Hoop Jargon for sure, man. I appreciate you, bro. I think that what we see is you watch that Hornets team last year, when LaMelo on the court, the passing and all of that is infectious, right? Folks just start sharing the ball. Lobs is going up all over the place. Then you have some dudes who like, I need to get my footwork right. I want to throw it to me, and it's just black holes. And I think that you need guys who are willing to really start to vibe and all of that stuff. Let's keep going. Also, man, remember, hit the like button as you join the thing. And also, man, my birthday coming up tomorrow, man. Shout out, sing your boys a happy birthday and all of that stuff.
Yielded the NBA Rookie of the Year last year. How much incentive or how much inspiration do you have, the three of you, to try to yield a second one in as many seasons?
It's a lot of inspiration.
I like PJ. Somebody said get PJ out of there because decision making, bad influence on the rookies. I like PJ. I think that he and like most people, right? Before last season, I was not interested in Charlotte Hornets at all. We would not watch. You know what I'm saying? Most of us. Put that in the. Thank you, man. Thank you, Hoop Jargon. If put that in the chat. If this is your first season or second season as a Hornets fan, could you throw a thumbs up or something in the chat so I could just take count of that? But I like PJ. I think that PJ last year he looked like a dude who was a veteran on the team, and he was still a young guy. I think Miles Bridges was a dude who looked like a veteran on the team. And also, I think that because of that, it's not as big of a thing to start to move guys like Graham, or not. well, obviously Graham, but Terry or Hayward out, because you got these young dudes like the Miles Bridges who are moving into veteran status. I think that Terry Rozier is kind of like that good space of being somebody who's been in the league long enough where people respect him and they know that you can hoop, but then also being at a space where he is young enough to where people can really relate to him and he can have respect for his other guys coming in. But I like PJ, especially, yes, playing at the 5, like Solomon Jones says, on the squad, being able to run and all of that. And sometimes PJ could just get you a bucket when you need it.
I feel like if your mind isn't set on being Rookie of the Year, you're already thinking wrong coming into the NBA. So that's where my head's at. That's something that I want to do and help win a lot of games too. And that'll lead to that, I feel like. I'm sure.
Here you go. I already said it. Oh my God. Here we
James
go.
feel the same way. Hopefully,
Appreciate
we can
the
help
happy
each other
birthdays, man.
accomplish what we want to in this league. So.
For me, I'm not gonna sell myself short. I want to contend for Rookie of the Year. I think I'm that caliber of a player, and it's definitely an inspiration. Seeing Melo and having a lot of young guys on this team, me, Kai, and JT, and having Scotty come with us. Like I said before, we box office. It's gonna be fun.
How does this work? You got 2 dudes who talking about we better be Rookie of the Year. I like it. Let me see, Pierre, man. Appreciate it, my guy. Happy birthday, AB. This should be enough to buy some backwoods. You know, bro. Let me say this: the stuff that Cali, where y'all. One time, this is I'm not like a heavy smoker. I really wouldn't even consider myself a smoker. I have tried it before, and the Cali situation, bro, y'all it's just too much. It just made me be like, this is not for me at all, man. So I'm probably not gonna grab no backwoods, but you know what I'm saying? I will get a little some Harold's chicken from the spot and then get some extra dipping sauces, you know what I'm saying, with that. So I appreciate it. One time, I'll tell you this. So this is what I was saying. My guy, I don't know if y'all remember, he was on the channel a couple of times. Coach Dor Balthazar, Coach LA Ballers. They came over here and they brought some stuff from Cali, and I tried to hang out with them one evening, and literally, I was just outside on the porch, just in deep thought, staring off into space. I had to get up and just walk around and pace, and they just was going about the evening like everything was fine, and I was in a bad situation. But let's get back to the video.
So how does that make you feel when you know that you got a team that coveted you, wanted you, and was going to move whatever earth that they needed to get you?
Man, I think it just speaks to how they feel about me as an organization and the type of player they know that I can become and what I am right now. So I think it just speaks volume to their belief in me and how excited they are for my future.
This is for Mitch. Mitch, I guess first, what do you like, I guess, best about both of these players? What made you want to go out there and get Kai and obviously draft James as well?
I said it one more time, please.
Mitch got this hearing aids, can't hear. But nah, shout out to my dog, Ty the Gee. Did I say that right? You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday. Been watching for a minute. Do you think it's a real case for Lonzo, or who you think getting him? I think that I think it's a real case that he could possibly end up on this Hornets team. I think as they begin to shift the roster a lot and you see him getting younger and you watch what they did last year as far as bringing in Melo and being very comfortable bringing him along slowly, I think that even with some of these guards and these young folks that they bringing in, they would be comfortable having it do a veteran point guard at this point, like Lonzo, come in there, play behind LaMelo or play with LaMelo and help push the pace and really get these young dudes acclimated. Because what you get from great point guard play, especially when you got bigs and you got guys who can score off the ball, is you get them involved much easier when you can get them set up in great situations. I think a dude like LaMelo, a dude like Lonzo is going to get these young dudes set up in great situations. So I think it's a smart deal for the Hornets to bring Lonzo in. However, I think that Lonzo's skill set is one that is in high demand right now across the NBA. Everybody at this point needs the NBA kind of went down this black hole for a while where your point guard is your takes the most shots, is the leading scorer on your team. And what happens is now the position of being a big in the NBA is kind of falling off a bit because you don't have people who can get bigs the ball like they did back in the day, right? You don't have dudes who can like set up an offense, and then if it's not a pick and roll and you ain't got a big who can move, like you just don't have dudes who can do that. So you have dudes like Lonzo who knows how to feed a Zion Williamson, who we watched when Zion first joined the squad. I believe Lonzo gave him the ball 5, 6, 7 times in a row, and you see that like just making it easier for him in that way. So I think that you think about the Knicks, Julius Randle, who's their point guard up there, RJ Barrett. Like you think about the facilitation from Alonzo Ball. You look at the Lakers right now. You can't even get LeBron off the ball that well because can't nobody really facilitate for him like that. So it's just all of these things. So I think that Lonzo's skill set is in such high demand. And also you look at the free agents and all of this stuff. And so I think that he could really end up anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he is at a point in his career where he can end up anywhere and be successful anywhere as well. Shout out to my dog, Hoop Jargon. Great stream. Got to drop a little in the collection play. Hey, come on now. I appreciate that, bro. I'm finna start preaching in here in a second. We're going to get back there with it. So I appreciate that. Yeah. Surprise. See if AB agrees with what your Jello evaluation on his skills talent is. Hayward count too much against the top cap to trade for Wise. Hell nah. Trade for Wise. Trade him for what? Nah, bro. We ain't finna do that. Okay. All right. Oh, hold up now. Hey, Super Team VIP, man. I appreciate it. Honestly, that's probably the biggest super chat I ever gotten on this channel, man. So shout out to you for real, though. For real. You gonna make me cry. Birthday lunch on me for all your amazing content you always be putting out. Cheers from Florida, bro. Cheers from Florida, man. I'm from Tallahassee, man. Where you from at? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Tallahassee, Florida State. You know what I mean? That's my stuff, man. Rikers High School on the island out there. Westbrook with the Lakers now. Yep. And this is what I'm saying. Westbrook to the Lakers is I don't understand that either. I think that Westbrook going to the Lakers to me says one thing. It says that LeBron James is not trying to come off the ball at all. He's saying, yo, I'm just gonna play my role. I wouldn't be surprised if he literally doubles down on that whole point forward thing, especially in the half court. However, what I do think Westbrook to the Lakers means is that now in the transition that LeBron won't have to push it as hard, right? Because they know Westbrook gonna grab a board and he gonna take off running, and they're gonna let that happen. So so I think that's where it helps LeBron at. But I think that in the half court, he just is like, yo, I'm gonna have to run this thing through myself. But best player on the team right now. Discussion in the comments. Hayward, the best player on the team right now? No, not even close. No. I think that Jason, if we're going outside of LaMelo, right, and we're not counting his development, I think that Terry Rozier is the best player on the team right now. Easy. All right, let's get back here.
Most about these two players that you drafted, Kai and James. What made you want to go out there and get these two players?
Well, we had them both in, for individual workouts, and, various schedules allow for various opportunities, and we were able to get Kai in twice.
Okay.
As I'm sure most of you know, we were not able to scout in person this year. Everything during the college season was done either on TV or by video. Once things opened up a little bit, there was the Chicago pre-draft, there was a camp in Minnesota, and then we were allowed to bring, players in for workouts, right? So watching, a player on video and on TV, is one thing, bringing them in and, getting.
Here's what I'm saying. Yes, Rare Family 816. LaMelo to me is probably the best dude on the squad. I think that if you look at who had the best season last year, though, it was Terry Rozier. Just the amount of points and what he actually did for the squad. Yes, he was great. LaMelo's upside is so fucking enormous that it's like crazy. But truth of the matter is, that boy Terry Rozier can hoop. In a lot of them games in clutch time, that boy came through big time.
Them to work out in our facility, visiting with them afterwards, getting to know them, is another thing. And they're very different, right? They're not, out of the same mold. I think you can tell that. Not only, is one, 7 feet tall, but their personalities are different. And those are not things that you learn, by video or TV. You really got to spend time with somebody. So first and foremost, their talent, right? This is professional sports. If you got a great personality, but you can't play basketball, that's not going to work, right? So, their talent, merits that they be here. And then getting to know them and doing research, into them.
This is what I be saying, right? And I think that this is why I'm starting to like Mitch Kupchak a lot. And this is like why I think that when it comes to sports in general and we start to have these conversations, why I feel like I add a bit to that is because what he's talking about as far as personality, as far as who you are, as far as these different things and how that adds to you. Yes, you could be how that adds to you as you fit in on the team and in your role and then as you play on the court. To me, all of those things matter. And I feel like it's so dope to hear, what I'm saying, him talk about that and all that stuff. But he is just, somebody say, what he talking? But let's do it. All right. I think BB should team up with a major brand like Jordan or Nike. Man, I think that sounds good. I was watching this thing on what is that show? Shark Tank, though, right? And this, I forgot what the product was, but some dude was in there and he had raised money. And basically when you raise money, you just bring in more investors, right? And you bring in this and you do that and that and this. And then so one of the things that Mark Cuban said is, I didn't become a billionaire because I kept raising money, right? Because every time you add some new folks in, you have to start splitting the pot. You add Nike to the situation, you're splitting the pot a lot. And so the whole, I guess, idea was like, yo, if I had been kept raising money, I wouldn't have made that Billy. And so I think that it does sound good to partner with a big brand like that, but I think like truthfully a collaboration just makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? On maybe a product or two here and there, but a smooth, straight out partnership to me, while it could make sense, but the ball is just so much and pun intended, the ball is in the big baller brand's court, man. Or at least it was. Can you imagine LaMelo rookie of the year having the season that he had last year if he was rocking some MB1s? LaMelo, can you imagine? And this is what I'm saying, because this is the gripe that I have with Puma is because you start to follow these traditional models. Puma knew that LaMelo was coming to them probably 11 months before it happened. The season starts and there's no MB1s. The season is over. We still don't have MB1s. I get that they might be waiting for the second season, but the hype around folks waiting to see when that Puma drop is real, right? As soon as they come through, I'm getting a pair. It's just a fact. It's going down. I got a Puma account right now set up with Apple Pay so I can pop, get it off real quick. It's going. So I think that you start to partner with these brands and you start to really lose a lot of what makes you, right? I just seen a rant from Kyrie Irving just the other day. I wish I could find it somewhere on the internet. I should look for it, where he's pissed off at Nike right now because the new Kyries have nothing to do with him. because they created the new Kyrie's shoe with his name on it, shoe with all his stuff on it, and he had no say in it. So I don't know. That's my thought.
Interviewing people that either coach them or they've worked with, that's part of the process. So the draft itself, you don't know what direction it's going to go.
I will tell you, Jordan Brand would do that because Jordan. Here's the thing that people don't want to hear. Obviously, Big Baller Brand would win off of partnering with one of those brands because of infrastructure, right? Having access to maybe factories and all of that stuff would be amazing. Jordan Brand, outside of like the retros, is not cool. Have you watched Zion Williamson been selling shoes for a while now? Have you been out and seen somebody walking around in a Zion Williamson shoe? You have seen more people in your real lifetime wearing BBB than you have seen people wearing Zion Williamson. I see people with BBB on. I never seen nobody with a Zion Williamson shirt. Tell me in the chat, please do that for me. If you seen somebody with a Zion shirt in the chat or Zion shoes, please put that there.
I'm not going to say that, one player, got to us who we didn't think would get to us. And not that really matters. But sitting here today, with the two players on my left and right, without the ability to look forward and look back on it, we're very excited.
And then how did the moves you made last night at the draft, how did these moves help you going forward in your plans for this offseason?
What was the first?
Is it the same dude asking questions over and over?
Again, I'm sorry.
Just how did the moves you made last night in the draft, just the things.
Exactly. Nope. Hell no. Nada. Ain't seen it. Super chat not available in my area. AB. Any suggestions? If you wanna, you know what I'm saying? You could hit the like button. That's always appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Cash App. You know what I'm saying? AB the hero everywhere. You feel me? That's always appreciated as well. And let me see, man. When I say no, I mean if you want to, here go, man, or Peter. I feel you. All right. So I might have a function tonight. So I was trying to get some input on what people are doing, if they coming through or not. If you're in the Indianapolis area and you're trying to come through the party, feel me? Hit me in the DMs over on Instagram at AB the Hero. Also, Cash App is at AB the Hero as well, $. So, but it's not 100% necessary, man. But I also appreciate it. You feel me? But let's get back into this, man.
Be able to do.
All right, I'm
talk
about
about how do those moves help you in the offseason moving forward here?
Well, I've always, for the last 2 or 3 years, I've indicated, that we need to add talent to this team. We're not good enough where we could say, oh, we need a center, and then enter the draft and just draft a center. I think we saw last year that we were a pretty good team, but once we got hurt, we weren't able to, sustain a level of play. And that's, quite frankly, is because we just weren't deep enough. And by adding, talent, and, something, we got talent at 2 positions that I think we could use some help at, right? We have 2 free agents in Cody and Bismack. So clearly we needed somebody in the front court, right? And we've made some moves to improve that. And we've also got similar situations.
All right, let me do this here, man. I'm throwing the stream here if you want to join. So how does that affect the Ball Bros joining the team? People at my work start watching my I hate that too, man. One of my biggest things is I dislike when people at my job comment on my social media activity, right? At the job, right? If you see a post and you like it, thumb tap the post. Don't come up to me at work and then quote and comment on my activity. You feel me? Let me hit this in the background. All right, so I have put the link to join the conversation into the description there. If you want to do that, you can. BTS Dance Studio. What's up, my guy? BBB is alive and well. Look at Kobe wife issues with Nike, similar to what happened with Steph when he stopped playing. That's what I'm saying. I think that there is such a back in the day, partnering with sneaker companies was such a cut and dry thing, right? They gave you some kicks, they gave you some money, you did commercials, you did all of that. But now, like, the popularity of players and the business opportunities just of making money off your own personal brand is so enormous, right? Before, the way that you made money off your personal brand was by selling shoes and selling stuff through your sneaker company. Now, you have folks who have these platforms on social media. You look at LaMelo, who is signed with Puma but has his own La France line. You look at guys who are selling T-shirts on demand and all of that stuff. And you look at the Kobe Bryants of the world, who then finished playing basketball, then creating all of these different brands and getting into filmmaking and all of this stuff. People were so focused back in the day on, oh, you're going to pay me to play basketball? Cool. I'm going to just make so much money with that. And then maybe taking that money and then investing it in businesses and all of that stuff. But now people are just making money off their personal brands and their personal things. You look at shows on ESPN, like the show where they break down, we got Big Guwap in the building, where they have Peyton Manning and they got all these dudes breaking down basketball and the X's and O's and all of that detail, right? There's so many different opportunities that people are using to make some bread. Ashley Just Souls, man, I appreciate you, man. Happy birthday, AB. Appreciate you. Real talk, man. Appreciate it. You've been rocking for a minute as well, man. I always see you in the comments and all that stuff showing up at the live streams and all that jazz. What's up, Guwap? You're on mute, man. I can't unmute you. You're unmuted, man. So just jump in when you're ready. Here's my things. First conversation that I want to have with you all is, oh, there you go. I hear you a little bit. Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to mute the YouTube or whatever. Sound like you got the YouTube in the background playing. Happy birthday from Uganda. Appreciate that. One of the conversations that I want to have is, first, with these new pickups on the squad. We listen to Mitch Kupchak talk. We listen to these guys talk. So I feel like we know them a bit better from a personality standpoint. We understand why the Hornets selected them, right? You see Mitch Kup say that we got Kai Jones because we knew last year that our depth in the front court really hurt us, right? We had Bismack go down. We had Zeller go down at the beginning of the season, and we only had Bismack. We had to go pull Jaden McDaniels from the G League. We had to play Vernon Carey at one point. Cody Zeller and Bismack kind of play was up and down, and we just felt like we were too thin. Those two guys are going, and how do we begin to like rebuild and fill those things up? You go get Kai Jones. You like PJ Washington at the 5. You've seen Miles Bridges move down to the 4 at different times. So you're pretty much ecstatic about it. So that's why they went that way. Obviously, having somebody who can score and get buckets and add to the offense, you go and get a Bouknight. And so that's what they are. These two dudes, super ambitious. Both guys said, yo, we want to win Rookie of the Year next year. Both dudes said, well, Bouknight said, looking at LaMelo and the success that he has, it's possible. And they really want to do big things for the squad. We got Grotti in here as well. So with that, with all we know about these guys, man, what do y'all think, or how do you think these two dudes will fit in on this Hornet squad is kind of my first question. I want to open up to the chat, and then, you know what I mean, we can all talk about today.
Well, I think they'll gel in. Like, when you look at the Hornets like team, like, they really have a young core. So I really feel like, you know, that type of energy there when they say, oh, they want to be Rookie of the Year. That's what you need, even from rookies as well, because it shows they have that fire, that drive, that energy right there. You know, so I think it's going to be good competition, especially with the Hornets squad. So.
No, I agree. I think that in listening to them talk, I feel like they definitely don't feel like the same person. But you know what I'm saying, they definitely do feel like two dudes who are ambitious, two dudes who can hoop and their confidence in themselves. So I think it's dope, and that's what a team needs, and that's exactly what you need from some young dudes. Um, I think that from what we've seen them need last year on the court, I feel like these two dudes look like they'll fit in. Have you watched some highlights on any of these guys, or film or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Bouknight,
That,
I'll
he
let
gonna
my man
get
talk.
buckets. Like that's a lot. He really. You see what he did in college. Like, bro was a kid in college, man. He was game.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so he gonna fit crazy with the team. The backcourt, it's gonna be.
Yeah. No, I agree. Here's my question though, right? Because based last year, right? Obviously, we had dudes on the squad who was getting buckets. The Malik Monks every now and again showed up and did his thing. Terry Rozier showed up and did his thing. I think that Gordon Hayward did a good job last year getting buckets. I think that so many people are like hype on this dude Bouknight's ability to get buckets. But I think last year when I seen guys like the Martin twins attempt to get buckets, you know what I mean? Like folks was turned off about that, right? I wonder, is there any kind of like hesitation or are folks kind of on this thing like, man, maybe he might come in and try to get too many buckets and it might throw the stuff off. You know what I mean? Like as being a guy who seemed like was a very isolation scorer type dude, do we think that that's going to throw off the chemistry as far as that goes?
Man, there is nothing like too much buckets to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like you get all the buckets that you need, and you get. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like too many buckets. Like every team needs bucket yet. It's like you see, and people that check 3-pointers. You see like the late Westbrook, but it's taking their 3-point line back. They should have got Buddy Hills, but it's just there's nothing like too many buckets though.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody get theirs and stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to say something here. Somebody said something here that truthfully is kind of on point here. Is Melo was talking about winning, these two losers talking about rookie of the year. Now I don't want to call these two dudes losers, you know what I'm saying, at all, because they just young men and they trying to learn just like through the system like everybody else. So I don't think they're losers, but I do think that is a fundamental difference. Is a lot of times with LaMelo, it was this a bit more of a humbleness of obviously he kind of seen a lot of this stuff come in. He learned stuff from his dad and all of that jazz, but it was a lot more of a like, yo, we as long as we win, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of
Let
course.
me go ahead.
No, of course, like it's part of the game of basketball. You know, it's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. But I feel like, especially with that mindset, when you're drafted and you're a rookie, I feel as though no matter what, like, you know, whether you're the worst team in the league or the best team, your aim is to get that chip. You know what I'm saying? So like that's matter. Like that should be the mindset, to be honest. Not rookie of the year. Rookie of the year is more of like an individual thing. It's like an extra thing for me personally. I'll work and build with the team and be a team member first before I look at, you know, something like the rookie of the year or individual awards. So
Yeah, nah, facts. Let me say, hey, Guwap, you joined twice real quick. Hold on. But Nikki White, shout out, man, to you. Happy birthday, King. Much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to that earlier. We were in the middle of the talking. So I wanted to shout that out, man. Your boy birthday is tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? August 1st. Getting up there in age, you know what I'm saying? Mature and all of that jazz. I appreciate y'all tuning in with me, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in. The super chats are always welcome and all of that stuff, but you know, everybody can't do it. So at least hit the like button for the boy. You know what I'm saying? That is much appreciated.
But yo, AB though.
Yep.
Where can I get my BBB water, man?
There'll be let me show you something. I'm glad you said that. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Cause if you need some BBB water, look. This BBB water came out maybe 2 years ago. I still got it in here. You know what I'm saying? You come through, I give you a sip. This Lithuanian water been sitting on my shelf over there for 2 years. I sipped some of it. Let me see. It's still fresh. Nah. I got the BBB water right here. And I think this. Yeah. We go. All right.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, but Dexter, man, appreciate you, man. Keep rocking new media for sure. Let me see who just jumped in here. My boy BTS Dance Studio. AB, this my guy here, Lee. We talked a few times, CJ Lee. AB was good. We need to catch up. AB, you are such a good dude in the ugly world. Do you know anything about Andre Ball? He is healthy and just signed with D2. Also, I can. It ran out on you. Yeah, Andre Ball been playing with the BBB team in the Drew League. So he's been hooping. I actually seen him. He talked with Hoop Jargon not too long ago at the Drew League. He came over and kind of got on camera and said what's up and all that stuff. So Andre Ball still holding it down. Let's talk about the Hornets Summer League. That is up next on my like list of things to talk about. And let me see. I actually got it up here real quick. The schedule. Your boy might. There's a part of me who is like, man, I might as well just pop out to Vegas for Summer League. Let me pull this up real quick. I might just do that. I kind of have some things that I'm working on at the moment, so I probably don't have the time to do it. But Summer League is upon us, and so here's one of the questions that I want to have, and I'll put the invite to join the chat once again in the in the box here. So if you want to join in, you know what I'm saying, definitely do that. But here's my take on Summer League. Right, obviously we knew that the draft was coming. Obviously we knew that they were going to add new guys, young talent to this Hornets team. And obviously, you know what I mean, that is going to have an impact on who plays at the Summer League, what minutes people get. And with these new additions to this Hornets squad, and obviously I wonder, does this change like the excitement around Jello's opportunity, right? Because obviously they add Bouknight, they add a big, and I don't believe that they all fit the same or check the same boxes as a Jello ball, right? I think that Bouknight is a scorer. Jello is kind of touted as a scorer as well. So maybe that in that sense, but I think that they seem like to be two guys who could be on the court at the same time together.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I feel as though for that Summer League opportunity, someone like Bouknight, I wouldn't say he wouldn't play to the best of his ability because of the Summer League, but I feel as though in comparisons to Jello is gonna ball out. I know for a fact he has to ball out.
Mm-hmm.
This is an opportunity for him to get into the final roster. So I feel as though Jello will he's gonna go out like there's no tomorrow. He's gonna ball like there's no tomorrow for sure. Compared to someone like Bouknight, where he's already drafted, so he's already has. I feel as though he kind of got a spot. He's got a spot into the final roster. So, so it's a difference. It's a big difference. Jello's a free agent. So, yeah.
I hear what you're saying. Like the incentive to hoop and play better is higher for a Bouknight than it is. I mean, higher for Jello than it is for Bouknight. I do think one of the things that is like that always happens, right? It's kind of like the Ball brothers, the LaMelo effect, the Jello effect, and all of that stuff. Is that there will be an enormous amount of hype around those games, right? And so I think what happens is when you realize as an athlete or as a dude on any of their teams that the hype and everybody is watching you now, like even if you thought like all I got to do is really just make it out of summer league alive and not mess up too bad, I'm already straight, you know what I mean, on the team, they're not putting too much stake in this. The hype is so real that you have to then play at another level, right? Because now not only normally at your G League or your summer league game, the only people who watching is your mama, your friends and family, people who are just devout fans of that type of game. Now the whole world is watching, right? They may not be there to watch you. God of Blackness, what's up, my guy? They may not be there to watch you, but they definitely are there to watch now. And I think that ups the ante a lot, right? It's the same idea when Zoe was in his first time in the league, and people kept being like, "Bro, LeVar, you putting a target on his back." Now people are, you know how Michael Jordan said back in the day, and I took that personally, right? What's happening now? Jello plays. Now, if you're on the other team and you trying to get a shot, this is the game to hoop in and go up. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to have to raise the level of play from all folks. Man, all access Dex. What's up, man?
Yes, sir, AB. How you doing, brother? Top of the morning to you. And I appreciate everything that you're doing with this movement under the ball universe. And you're an icon. You're a legend. You have access. You've been there. You've done that. You've seen everything up close. You felt the energy. And I think that, you need your flowers now because you have been consistent on everything you say. And a lot of things you say have come to fruition and there's receipts on it. So if anybody doubts what AB the Hero say, then you can always go back and check his videos because he's been there. He's done that. He was color commentator. He was the one to bring such language like the jelly and all that good stuff that when you was commentating in the JBA. And I'm starting to hear that, take legs all over, where basketball is being played. So you're definitely a legend and icon in this sport right here. So everybody, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate AB the Hero, man, for what he do. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we rocking new media. Now, as far as Jello in the summer league, I don't think the new drafts have anything to do with Jello's playing time or the excitement because Jello was already pegged to play in the G League before these guys was even drafted. Mm-hmm. And also that Vegas had the summer league as the hot item. And when Vegas have you as a hot item, you know what I mean? That means that ticket sales is flying off the shelf before they even post it. Mm-hmm. So that means these tickets were being sold way before these gentlemen got drafted to the Charlotte Hornets. So they know who was generating ticket sales because there's only one big name that's in the G League. That's in the summer league, and that's Jello. No other names that we can come up with that's playing in the summer league that we can identify with. Not only within, the BBB family, but even outside of the BBB family. Those who's on the fringe are those who like and those who dislike, but not as well connected as some of us within.
Nah, facts. I think that's just a reality that, and first off, I appreciate the kind words, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, folks been around here for a minute doing this content and all of that stuff. And it's always appreciated when folks sprinkle them flowers and throw a little shine, man. So that's first off. Thank you so much for that. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Salute.
And I think you're right. I think that folks really. Well, I watched this dude. He like stock market stuff, right? A dude named Keenan Grace. And one of the things that he always says when he's like giving advice or not, you know how they always say it's not financial advice, it's just education or whatever. He always say you gotta see what the big dogs are doing, right? The big investment funds, the big companies, how are they buying and selling stock? And so when you say that about Vegas, right? Vegas got the summer league as a hot ticket item. You know what I'm saying? Vegas knows what that the tickets is flying off the shelf. Vegas is hype about it. You know what I mean? that to me is the big dogs making the move. So that says to a lot of people that like, yo, the show is coming to town. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, for most of us, the show means, you know what I mean, we're gonna get our first glimpse of LiAngelo ball in like 3 years. You know, on in a 5-on-5 setting. And I've said this before, but I think it's so interesting that everybody was hyped before about maybe watching him play in the Drew League. And I think that there was like maybe only a few excuses that people would have really taken for him to have backed out of the Drew League. And I think that this is worth it. You know what I'm saying? The debut in the NBA Summer League on, let me see the schedule this year. August 8th is worth not watching him play in the Drew League. You know what I'm saying? And we probably wouldn't have been able to watch that live anyway. But here, NBA TV, I mean, I gotta go get my subscription back. You know what I'm saying? We get to do that. So I think you're spot on, man. It's going to be a movement and it's going to be a show, and everybody going to be talking about it. It's definitely going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if it's trending on the internet and on Twitters and everywhere else.
Yes, sir. And also, big shout out to you for showing that BBB water. And I just want to give you some breaking news that there's new BBB water on the horizon. Repackaged, different logo, and the bottle looks real upscale. So
okay, clutch.
Be ready for that.
I would imagine that they must not be getting it from Lithuania anymore. If they
Lithuania was mentioned in a conversation that I had with the big baller himself. Now,
okay.
I don't know if it's the same company within Lithuania, but it could still be coming from Lithuania.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. Nah, that Vytautas water, that's what they had before. And this Agville, sourced by Agville, Vytautas, all the same thing. It's like Coca-Cola and having all the brands underneath of. But that's dope. No, it's good. Here, breaking news here first. So I'm gonna have to get me some more before. As when it came out the last time, obviously I live in Midwest in Indiana, and they didn't have it here, so I had to like get my contact over there to send me like a care package. So we still been holding it down that way.
Yes, sir. I would advise you to do the same. Like, hit them up and, get a few bottles and put it up there for showcase. You know what I mean? Like you're doing now. So that's beautiful advertising. Good looking. You're a champion, brother. And I just want to share that with you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for allowing me to come on your panel. Shout out to your panel and shout out to your chat. You know what I'm saying? Because it's growing and growing and growing.
No, facts, man. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. It's definitely growing, man. And I appreciate everybody rocking with me for such a long time, man. And I know I'll be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I might post 6 times in 1 week, and I might post 6 times in a month. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate folks still sticking around and coming back when we do get a chance to jump on here, man. So it's all up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me see what we got going in the chat right now, man. Salute to the chat. Lonzo to my Chicago Bulls. What are your thoughts on this, man, on the Lonzo situation currently? Is there any place that you really want to see him play?
Talking to me, OB?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad you brought it up. Last night we had an exciting live stream on Flight Sports TV, and he had like a list of everybody that was on the panel and everybody was in the chat of where Lonzo might go. Now, I think the one was Chicago. I think Chicago won as far as a popular opinion within that live stream. But me personally, I want him to go play with his brothers. I want to see history being made. I want to see 3 brothers on the court at one time and playing in the same game, under the same shot clock. And also, I would like to see even the twins. I know a lot of people despise the twins to be a part of that play where you have the Ball brothers and the twins. So you have 2 sets of brothers on the court at the same time. That'll be history, and that'll be good for Michael Jordan. That'll be good for the Queen City of Charlotte.
Nah, exactly, man. I'm hyped about that too. I would love to see him play with his brothers. I feel like it would be such a different dynamic, man, because we've seen so many teams where the brothers are like, you got 2 brothers who are on the squad, but either one of them is like the superstar and the other one barely plays. You look at Giannis and then his brother up in Milwaukee. But I think that part of what makes this such a interesting dynamic is that you get a LaMelo and a Zoe on the team. You got two guys who are potential all-star caliber guys. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, and then you add Jello into that, and the sky becomes the limit. You know what I mean? So it would be historic. And I could see Michael Jordan doing it, man, just on the sense of do you remember? I don't know if y'all seen this, but there was an interview that he did. It was before. It was before LaMelo joined the squad, and he was talking about how those small market teams rarely get an opportunity to have a franchise player, and all of that stuff, and how important that is when you get them to keep them, and all of that stuff. And so, I think that is a. When I listen to Mike talk, I understand two things, man. I know his character from just watching him play over the years and his willing to win and his, like, you know what I mean, his will to win. But also what that spoke to me was the understanding of, yo, this is a business. This is a business. It matters how many people buy tickets. It matters, you know what I mean, who we have on the court, and whether or not they can get people to buy NBA TVs and tune in, if they buying jerseys and all of that jazz. So I think that from his standpoint, I'm not surprised if he would shock the world and pull the trigger and make that happen, because it would be something amazing to see. Let me see what somebody says.
No, I agree, you know, like, especially like even watching videos of, like, you know, ESPN and, you know, stuff like that, just saying, yo, this is unrealistic that all three brothers will be in the same team. And LaVar was saying, you know, it's not a dream, like, it's a reality. And right now there's a possibility that can happen, you know, and it's not a dream. So this agenda, I don't know with the media, like, against LaVar and stuff, like, oh, he's a loudmouth, he's, like, you know, he's this and that, like, what's he gonna do with his brand and all that stuff there. It's like, why are you putting doubt on someone like that? But LaVar, I know for a fact he don't care, because he's doing it for his boys, and he knows his boys will ball out and they're gonna do what they gotta do. And he said they're gonna be together, they're gonna play together, and they were built to play together. So he knows best for his son. So yeah.
No, facts. I think that here's the thing, though, that you say he know best for his sons. I feel like you miss an opportunity to have all three of them on the team and not have LaVar, like, be a consultant or a assistant coach or something. I feel like you got to have him somehow embedded in the franchise, if not to at least, like, just be able to be like, LaVar, please don't go on a media run. You know what I'm saying? And if things don't, if we have to kind of make some decisions that are not, like, in favor of you, like, you know what I mean, be able to call him in there and really have that conversation with him. What's up, my man? SB Talk Sports just jumped in here.
What's going on? What's going on? Salute, AB, salute the panel. What's going on, man? How everybody feeling today?
Man, everybody good, man. Saturday morning. It's my birthday tomorrow, so we hyped, man.
Yeah, man. I was saying in the chat, and I've been pushing for it. Even I'll show you. Like, I need Lonzo to go to my Bulls, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I would love to see the Ball brothers, which I'm kind of scared that the Hornets is a real player in the situation to get Lonzo Ball. And I would love to see the three brothers in, but we don't know. Like I said, I know LaMelo and Lonzo will play, but Jello still got to earn his spot. I think maybe if he get like a good year under his belt, he'd be a good rotation player. So he got to earn his spot, because not necessarily bringing Lonzo in just going to guarantee all three of them going to be on the court at the same time right away. So we're going to have to wait for that. But the reason why I said I want him to go to the Chicago Bulls over the Knicks, obviously the Pelicans not going to work out. He don't even like it there no more. The Chicago Bulls is the one team where what LaVar been begging for will actually happen for Lonzo. He can be free as he wants to be, because on the Chicago Bulls, what we need, a point guard, a good defensive point guard, a true point guard, somebody who can control the pace and somebody who can control the offense that's run up and down the court. And that's everything that speaks Lonzo Ball. That's why the Bulls are begging for him. And then Billy Donovan already showed if he got a high IQ guard, he gonna let you run the offense, and he gonna entrust in Lonzo to be the player he be. I feel like Lonzo on the Bulls will be the player that everybody would believe that Lonzo was gonna be when the Lakers first drafted him. And now his shot is up. Now he'll be leading, of course, with Zach LaVine. So Zach LaVine's going to get easier shots and better shots. And we need somebody to control the pace. And Lonzo Ball can do that. So I'm praying the Bulls get him. I think it'll be better for Lonzo Ball career if he go to the Bulls over any other team. Because the Knicks is cool. The Knicks need him too, but the Knicks run their offense too slow. The Bulls is the only team where they need everything that he do good. And so he's going to be in control. And I know somebody in the comments said in Chicago the ball will be in Zach LaVine's hands. The ball was only in Zach LaVine's hand because we didn't have a point guard. Saturansky was our starting point guard and running offense. So imagine if Lonzo Ball actually controlled that offense. It's over with. So I hope Lonzo comes to the Bulls because I do not want Dennis Schroeder at all. I don't want to see him in a Bulls jersey. Lonzo Ball is the main person I really want. If not, we just cool. Who we just gotta get Ayo, it would be perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Let me see, man. Here's my thing is, like, even with the Knicks, right? I hope that I feel like there are certain teams, like you said, the Bulls, who may be able to use Lonzo Ball like immediately, right? But I think that there are certain teams who, like, let's say the Knicks, maybe hopefully I hope if a team that like doesn't necessarily fit his play style now, like does what like the Pelicans couldn't do. So the Pelicans with Lonzo on the team should have adapted, right? They never did. So I'm hoping that whoever brings him in is either a team who's like, we're bringing you here because we want you to change the pace of what we do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We want you to do these things, or we recognize here's a gap and we just need you to fill it or whatever. And he kind of have a more defined role. Because I think that's the thing that I really catch from his time in LA to his time in the Pelicans is his role. It never fit what most people thought of him, right? You know what I mean? You see him just run to the corner most of the time. You see him in LA. LeBron is like, man, I want to play off ball. So it's like, damn, that sounds perfect, right? We're gonna push it. And it just don't happen. So it's what people were asking of him and what they were saying they were going to get from him and what they actually let him do on the court just didn't match up. And that scares me with most other teams than in Charlotte, because I think that with everybody says LaMelo and him, they just know how to play together. The chemistry is there. I could see them too figuring out how to mesh that well and getting Lonzo in a situation where he doesn't, you know what I mean, end up doing something that he's not supposed to be doing or not utilizing his talent fully.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I like with the Hornets, only thing that's with the safety nets with the Hornets, and I got to get a Hornets credit. They had a great draft, get Bouknight and getting Kai too. That was the Hornets had a great draft. We got to get them credit for that. But that's the only safety net with the Hornets that him and LaMelo already know how to play together. And I feel like Lonzo instantly gonna be the point guard, and LaMelo gonna instantly go to that too, because that's how you played with Lonzo the first time. But with the Bulls, because people don't understand this, Lonzo Ball, everybody think Lonzo Ball had an off year with the Pelicans. He didn't. He had a great year and a shot a higher percentage playing the position that's not even for him. He played off the ball. And that's not his play style at all. That's not his play style at all. So it's like the Chicago Bulls is a guaranteed spot where he will obviously start and he will play the way he's supposed to play. That's why the Bulls, even he said the Bulls is like high on his list for high consideration, because I already know Billy told him, like, yeah, you're gonna run the show. This your team. We need a point guard. We desperately need a point guard. We lost too many games because we didn't have nobody that could control the pace, or we didn't have no good defensive player in that backcourt. Our backcourt defense was trash. I love Kobe White. He's just a combo guard. We had Saturansky starting. So that's why I said we get Lonzo, instant playoff team. You got Lonzo, Zach LaVine, and Vucevic, and we don't got nobody that's really ball dominant. You know, Zach LaVine gonna take his shots, but now we're adding Vucevic, who's a great passing big man, and Lonzo Ball with him would be nice. That pick and roll and that pass from him in the post would be great. So I just think the Bulls would be a better fit for Lonzo becoming a star player. Now, if you just want to say like, you know, you want to see the brotherhood with him, where would he be most comfortable? I would get a Hornets because his brother's there. And if you want to, you know, any other team, I just feel like any other team don't really satisfy him need comfort-wise or career-wise.
Yeah. I think that's the kind of, to me, like the biggest like hurdle for them, right? The decision that he got to make, right? Is it about being like a star player, having an individual legacy, and kind of picking the best situation that you can thrive in? But it's hard to say because to them, they think that they all going to play better on the same team anyway. Like the game is going to elevate. You know what I mean? If you look at the numbers that they had when they were playing together in Chino Hills, everybody ate. So they think that that's there. However, man, as we see a lot of times in the league, when you start to stack players like that, like somebody don't eat. You know what I mean? Somebody got to take the back seat. Somebody got to slide. And so I personally would love to see him go to a team. And I wish that it happened even before. In an ideal world, how it would have happened for me is these first couple years where we got to watch Lonzo play would have been his time to like shine. This is my team. I'm running the pace, establish himself as like a leader and a key player. And then when this opportunity came to play with LaMelo, it's I already did. You know what I mean? I already won Rookie of the Year. I already became an All-Star. So now, like I'm, you know what I mean? It's kind of established. So, and it would probably even have him more leverage at this point as well. So that didn't happen. So I think it is just tough, man. Because
and then the hard part is this though, with the Hornets situation, and Jordan is smart for trying to make this move. And it's been a lot of things I've been telling people, but one with Lonzo. When would you ever? You don't know if you ever gonna get this opportunity again, too. You could just it popped up randomly that you could play with your brothers. So you don't know if you're gonna get this opportunity again. But Jordan thinking like this, I feel like even if the Hornets don't win a championship with the Ball brothers, they're gonna sell out every game. And when you're a small market team, you care about business. Business wise, if you get all three Ball brothers on there, everything gonna sell out. All the jerseys and everything gonna sell out. Because this is another reason why the jerseys gonna sell out. Melo just changed his number to 1. We already know everybody gonna buy LaMelo Ball jersey. He the Rookie of the Year. That's his town. They already gave the keys to him. Lonzo Ball is number 2. So everybody already got the Ball 2 jersey. So everybody gonna just say, I got a Lonzo Ball jersey. So now they gonna look like Jordan, the good guy, because he ain't making nobody rebuy jersey. So everybody gonna get the 1 and the 2 jersey sale. They gonna get Jello. Like that's smart business for a small market team. So that's why they pushing for that. Because when you a small market team, it's about the business.
Yeah,
about that money. You got to go get that money. Because people ain't even think about that. That Melo changed his number and Ball finna go. If Lonzo go there, he gonna get number 2. And everybody already got Ball 2 jersey. It don't say your first name on the back of the jersey. It just say Ball on it.
No, you know what? That's funny. I hadn't thought about that either. Nah, that's legit. Yeah,
that's extra money. Everybody gonna buy a LaMelo jersey again. Though. That's a fact.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. I truthfully, I was kind of waiting. I ended up buying the Ball 2 jersey, but I was really going to wait because I know that eventually he was going to switch anyway, right?
Yeah, because he wanted it. Malik Monk didn't want to give it up, which is crazy.
Exactly. But I think I was thinking like, and this was even before like the Lonzo to Charlotte conversations became like really heavy. After winning like the Rookie of the Year, the ESPN stuff. Like I just got so hyped. I was like, bro, you gotta have a commemorative 2 jersey, you know what I mean? Even if it's only one time. But I think it's even more clutch now when you think about it like that. If Zoe come over there, it's basically
the Lonzo Ball jersey.
It's a Lonzo Ball jersey. It do hurt though, because I was thinking like, 15 years from now, LaMelo been in the league, he been number 1. Everybody probably forgot that he had the number 2 jersey for one season. And then so when I pull out my 2, I'm like, yo, it's you know what I mean? It's the LaMelo throwback. You ain't never seen this before.
Yep.
But if Zoe go there, then like it throw away my throwback idea. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna think it's a Zoe jersey. But
that's gonna be a trivia question in the future. Like, what was LaMelo Ball first jersey number? Because everybody gonna be used to him wearing 1.
Exactly. Yep. And you're gonna remember from high school and the 1, all of that stuff. 1, 1, 1, 1, MB1, all of that. And yeah, it's going to definitely be a trivia question that folks going. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
I'm going to be killing them every time.
Yes, sir. Sorry. Also, AB, if you get him to sign that number 2 jersey, then it becomes a collector item.
Facts. That's a fact, though.
But if
That's
Lonzo come there, they're gonna be like, "Why LaMelo signed the Lonzo Ball jersey?"
Nah, because what I'm gonna do is if I can get him to go ahead and sign it, then that's when I go ahead and throw that boy in the good frame with a picture next to it in the 2. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
So yeah, that's the move. That's the truth. I wish this COVID thing hurt the game in so many different ways, because like I ended up going to like the first Pelicans versus Hornets game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the JBA folks, we were planning to do like a whole like staff wise, like a reunion at the first Melo game in Charlotte, and then we ended up not doing it because you couldn't even get in anyway. But so whenever we redo all of that stuff next season, hopefully then it'll be lit.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Also, when touch back on what FYF was saying earlier, and what you were saying about Lonzo, having the keys and go ahead and letting it rock out, is that Magic, he gave him the keys at the Lakers, but Luke Walton interfered with it.
Mm-hmm.
He had an opportunity right there with a team that wasn't expected to do much, and that team was very exciting to watch as well. And this what rose Kyle Kuzma to prominence, in the media, and made him a little golden boy. Is when that rookie season with the Lakers, and it kind of pushed Brandon Ingram to the background. So Luke Walton didn't like it. The Lakers organization didn't like the LeVar Ball factor because he was getting more hype than Jenny. You know what I'm saying? And signing more autographs than Jenny, and so it was a lot of little jealousy going on with the organization against the Ball family because of the hype, and they didn't have the decency just to fall back and just cash in on it. So when LeBron came that following year, that pushed Lonzo to the background, and then we already know the rest is history.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't understand why everybody was all these Lakers fans or some other like Lonzo Ball fan was pushing for Lonzo to go to the Lakers. I said, why would you want Lonzo to go to the Lakers? It's gonna stunt his growth again. We've seen this already. It's gonna be the same thing we seen the first time. Oh no, it's gonna be different. No, it's not. They're gonna try to turn Lonzo to a catch and shoot dude. They're gonna try to turn Lonzo to KCP. There's no reason for him to go to the Lakers. I mean, if you want to go get a ring, go ahead, but it's like they're gonna turn him to a role player. Don't go back to the Lakers. It makes no sense for him.
But what do you think of this though? Because what we've seen from like Schroeder and like even with Rondo at times, right? They had moments where I feel like they asked Schroeder to be like the guard / like get buckets to play outside and just like catch and shoot. You know what I mean? So I think that what folks was hoping for is that now the Lakers would see this new value in Lonzo. He could go there and you could get rid of a Schroeder and just have Lonzo have an opportunity to at least be in those positions to like run the squad.
Yeah, and I feel like no, it still wasn't gonna happen because even like I don't care. LeBron's not gonna give up the ball. He's not. And Lonzo would have been playing the same position how he was with the Pelicans. It was gonna be the same thing where they're gonna turn him to a standing catch and shoot guard. He's not gonna be played to his full potential. Lonzo, he's a team player, so he's not gonna complain. He's gonna do what the team asks him to do and just get the job done. I think sometimes Lonzo do need to be a little bit more vocal. That's one thing I say I like about LaMelo more than him. Like LaMelo gonna speak his mind. If LaMelo like, I don't like how this playing, y'all stunning. LaMelo will say something. Lonzo, all right, okay, y'all need me to do this, no problem. Like, sometimes you gotta like, okay, this is not helping me out in no way.
Yeah. You know what? I think that what the difference is, and that's what I was saying before, like LaMelo got drafted. People were asking me like, yo, who do you think or what team should LaMelo go to? And I was saying like, yo, it really don't matter because LaMelo's game is going to shine through no matter where you at. And I think the difference between it is not even just that he'll speak up for himself. It's just that LaMelo will go get the board and start to break.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like his first game, he wasn't even scoring, but he had you 8 to 9 to 10 rebounds. Like he's finding ways to be involved in the team. So like you can't put him on the bench. You can't, because you realize like, damn, when we sit him out, we losing. Even if he don't score, we just lost 9 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Even if he don't score, we just lost 6 assists because he catching rebounds and throwing it down the court. He just find a way to make you have to like put him in the offense. And then what I felt like the Lakers missed out on is, and they kind of got it a little bit, but you see with this Hornets team, it became infectious to play like that for them, right? And they never put Lonzo in a position to like fully be infectious. We've seen it in the summer league, that is like first season, but you know what I mean? Like kind of moving on past that, you never really got. He never got that opportunity. So I think that to me is what separates him, and that's why I feel like LaMelo is just gonna shine anywhere. Because he gonna make it happen just on the court. Like he ain't even got to talk to you in the locker room or nothing. He gonna go get the ball.
And that's why, like with LaMelo, like you 100% right. I remember everybody was thirsty to say, "Oh man, he only scored 0 points." I told y'all he was. I said, "No, bro, you gotta just give him time." And I said, because this is what you gotta understand. His fingerprints was all over that game, and he didn't score a point, bro. And I feel like people don't understand this too. Everybody like, yeah, LaMelo just way better than Lonzo. He just better right now in the league. But I just feel like I tell people he just play he's just an aggressive version of Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball can literally play the same way LaMelo plays. He just a more aggressive Lonzo. That's why I said if Lonzo be a little more aggressive and not so passive sometimes and speak up, he will play the same way. And that's why they want to see the two guys together. But for me, I want Lonzo to go and build his own legacy, and I feel like he can go to the Chicago Bulls, my Chicago Bulls, and he can actually do that, and he can have that confidence and be that guy he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
I think if he goes to the Bulls, this is a bold take, my fault. I think if Lonzo Ball go to the Bulls, honestly, within 3 years, he'll probably make an All-Star team. In my honest opinion, because he gonna have the keys. He gonna have the keys to the offense.
Also, in psychoanalyzing that situation, AB, my brother, is that LeVar explained how he groomed them in the pecking order: Lonzo, Jello, LaMelo. So when you look at Lonzo on the top tier and LaMelo at the bottom tier, as far as the leadership role goes, Lonzo was always given, okay, you first. You understand what I'm saying? You first. So he entitled Lonzo to not be that assertive because Lonzo was already given that role through dictation from the big baller himself. So if the big baller give Zoe the leadership role without necessarily just earning it, but he was trying to groom him and teach him how to be a leader, but he was given that role. When it came time for conflict, if there was a conflict between Jello, if there was a conflict between Melo, the big baller stepped in and say, "Hey, Zoe the older brother, man." So Zoe had the first right to refuse him. You feel me? And so by Melo being the younger of the 3 brothers, he was always grabbing for his spot. He's always grabbing for his spot. So naturally, that made him more conservative, and that's why I believe LeVar gave him the number 1, gave Zoe the number 2, and then gave Jello the number 3, and basically that's how it eventually panned out as far as play style.
Well, he did. Yeah. LeVar did say LaMelo was going to be the best one, though. He been saying that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for psychoanalyzing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when Zoe came into the league, you know what I mean? They gave him the keys to the summer league. That was no problem. So he had no conflict there. There was no conflict. So go do your thing, summer league. You follow what I'm saying? But then when you get to the big boys where they have to play to eat, now there's conflict. You have Jordan Clarkson. You follow what I'm saying? You have Lance Jr., Larry Lance Jr. You follow what I'm saying? You have Brook Lopez. So you have a lot of guys that, I got to, the way I play is the way I eat. So give me the ball. Oh, I'm taking the ball now. I'm not going to just cow down to no rookie. And then Luke Walton wasn't no help because Luke Walton didn't entitle Lonzo.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You in the midst of sharks, go for it.
Yeah.
And Lonzo wasn't. I don't believe he was mentally equipped to handle that type of conflict because Big Brother can control that. He couldn't control that. Talking about Lonzo was drafted number 2. He's a star. Everybody coming to see him play. He could say that in the media, but he couldn't say that in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And on Melo, he already seen what Lonzo went through. So when they was probably trying to like hold him back, Melo's like, nah, man, when I get out there, I'm rocking. Come on, Miles, me and you, we rocking. Because we got history. Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball already have some form of history because of Lonzo and Miles Bridges have history in high school, the AAU circuit. So Lonzo just told him, look, man, when you get in, man, just throw it up to Miles. Miles going to go get it. And the rest is history.
Airbnb, yeah. And then with like I think what was the best thing for LaMelo was to not even go to LA at all. But Melo was already used to going out to different places when playing from overseas, and that's when dogs got it's a dog eat dog world. At that point, you gotta hoop to make it. So LaMelo was already used to being in different environments. Like I feel like Lonzo was too groomed a little bit, being at home, being at UCLA. So all that home distractions, him with the baby situation, his family expectation with the shoes, him getting hurt because the shoes breaking down, all that. I feel like if Lonzo would have went somewhere else where all he had to worry about was just hooping and everything else. And then, like Luke was too jealous, which I felt like it was too much pressure. Luke, why is you jealous of what LeVar Ball's saying? That's his son. If anybody father don't tell you that my son better than this person, they're wrong. Even Ja Morant did talk shit to his son, excuse my language, but he still big him up all the time. So it's like, what do you expect? That's why I was like, I never understood that when people was getting mad at LeVar. I'm like, that's his father. What do you expect him to say? You think I'm not gonna say if my daughter? I got a daughter. I got 2 daughters. My daughter played tennis, and I'm gonna say she better than Serena Williams, and she ain't even played a match yet. I don't care what nobody. It's my daughter, of course. I'm gonna say that. Like, what do you expect me to say? Nah, my baby ain't really better. No. My daughter the greatest already. I know her potential. I've seen her put it in the work. I done seen my son put in work since he had diapers on. And you think and he finally made it to where he wanted to be. You think I'm not gonna say that? And then you got to think about this. LeVar know what pushes his son, so he know what to say and not to say. So he know him telling Lonzo, hey, you better than Steph Curry. He know that's gonna make him hoop. Like, come on, man.
It's a fact, man. I was talking about this earlier. The other night during the draft, I went to like a draft party, right? Mm-hmm. I do like video stuff. So one of the guys I know wanted me to. He coached this kid who played over at Michigan State, and he was like expecting to be drafted. So they had a little party here, and I went to go film. And he ended up not getting drafted, right? And so it was a bit of the evening ended up ending sad because everybody was so hyped and waiting on him to get drafted, and you'd be sitting in there for hours, you know what I mean? End of the draft come in and don't happen. But it's interesting to listen to his dad and like people who know him talk, because it's the same thing. They watch so much of the work that he put in. So he ended up getting signed with like I think the 76ers. But the conversation was like, we done been here before. Like I guess this dude, they were talking about how he was the last person to get a scholarship at Michigan State. Was there for 2 seasons and is now going to the NBA. You know what I mean? So it's like they doubted us then, so they doubting us again. You know what I mean? So it's just that same thing. And this is a dude like this is ultimate confidence in your kid who didn't get drafted. Think about the ultimate confidence that you have in the kid who you did see succeed, won a national championship. McDonald's All-American, you know what I mean? Like, of course, your level of like, hell yeah, my son's finna be the GOAT. You know what I mean? No, Steph Curry, I done watch. You know what I mean? Like, you think of Steph Curry's trajectory, right? Same thing. He went to Davidson. They wouldn't even met. His dad was a legend at the school right up the street, and they wouldn't even give him an offer, right? Yeah. And now you got LeVar, who like my son is a legend at the school, right? And everybody want, you know what I mean? So yeah, you're right. I never understood that either. To me, it just seemed like an opportunity to tell like the All-American story of a dad pouring everything into his kids, and then you know what I mean. And that, so I didn't understand where all the slander came from. But it's it is dope to see it all coming into fruition and having it happen the way that it's happening currently. It's just it's kind of a blessing, man. It's cool to sit back and see it.
Hey, AB, I got a question for you, cause I know you kind of a little bit hands-on. I've been seeing, I know Rich Paul is Lonzo agent, so I've been seeing that he got high interest in the Bulls, and the Bulls is number one on the list. So I know the Bulls, I heard the Bulls is one. I think the Hornets was 2 or 3, or the Knicks was 2. So I want to know what is the market for what they're trying to pay Lonzo, and then do you know what team is number one on this list? If you know.
No, I can't even tell you, man. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know, but I think the conversation or like word on the street is Lonzo was trying to get this 20 mil regardless.
Now he gonna get that. The question is if he's gonna get 25. He getting 20. He getting 20.
Yeah.
He getting 20 for sure.
Boston is up to offering 22 million. That's
who
what
is?
Boston is willing to offer. Yeah.
Boston. Okay.
They said the lowest they offer was 20, and the highest they will offer is 22.
I think the Bulls said they gonna push it again. I ain't gonna lie, the Bulls might give him 23. Might actually give him 25. So,
but that's what I'm saying, man. I think that his skill set is coming back to kind of being something that the NBA wants a bit more, right? I think that there was this before he got into the league, being like a Russell Westbrook, being a John Wall, being a Kyrie Irving style point guard, a Steph Curry, the Dame Lillard, where you just can score and maybe you facilitate, but that's like a kind of an afterthought for you. Like that was cool for a moment, but I think that now, man, I think folks are really starting to value and appreciate a dude like Lonzo who can get people involved into the game. I think that I'll give some credit over there to the success of the like what is the Golden State Warriors and them their ability to share the ball, kind of put some of that on there, even though like Steph is in that list of shoot first guys, but. So I think the value that he has in the marketplace is sky high, man. So he just got to take advantage of it. But that's what I'm saying. To me, I think that's where the conversation goes when it's the Hornets, right? Is I don't think that the Hornets would pay as much as any one of those other teams that you mentioned would pay, right? And then so with the Pelicans being able to match any deal, like that makes it hard for the Hornets thing, right? Because the Hornets say we give you 20, and the Pelicans say, "Shit, we'll give you 20."
Yep.
The Bulls say we give you 25. And like, damn, but I ain't really. Even if he he would love to go to Charlotte. Like in order to get out of New Orleans, he might have to take this an insane amount of money. You know, and how much does that suck when you just got to take an extra $5 million? Golly.
Yeah, I need those type of problems in my life. Yeah. I got to take a $5 million. I got $5 extra million. Man, I don't really want to, but I guess I have to.
Also, AB and FYF. You remember?
It's SB, not F. I'm not FYF, bro.
Started out with the Pelicans.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. I think you're breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, bro, you breaking up? We ain't got nothing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, better.
Mic check. Okay. Yeah, it started out AB and brother FYF is that the Pelicans lowball Lonzo. He did
it's SB, it's not FYF. Lamar must be talking about me, man. Lamar must be talking about me. It's SB, not FYF. Yeah,
SB. I'm sorry, I can barely see. It looks okay, SB. Yeah. Yeah. What happened is that the Pelicans lowball Lonzo, so we are where we are right now. Now, when the Hornets came out, because the Hornets basically gave the first offer because they said they had $21 million offer their free agent that's going to come in, right? And so you can speculate that could be addressing Lonzo Ball's concern. Then it came out that Boston was willing to offer 20 to 22 million, 1 million more over the Pelicans. Now, Indiana's trying to do a sign and trade, right, with Malcolm Brogdon and maybe some draft picks. And Chicago has not set forth an offer publicly yet. But we know Chicago is interested. Dallas have not set out an offer publicly yet. but we know Dallas is interested. But I think the only reason why these teams that have not publicly set out an offer is because New York Knicks, the bully with the Bucks. Don't forget that they are the bully with the Bucks, right? They haven't made a public offer as well. And I think New York is going to hold out to the very end to see what everybody's offering, and then try to jump over or leap over their offering where no other teams can match it. So Lonzo can just basically walk into their hands.
That's why the Knicks and the Bulls are the two most dangerous teams, because that's the reason why they're not saying them, because those are the two teams who really want Lonzo, and those are the two teams who really need Lonzo. That's why everybody else, once they see that Boston said that, like, okay, we're gonna beat Boston offer. We got to offer a little bit more. The Bulls and the Knicks got the most money, and then I'm gonna tell you what the Bulls gonna do. They're gonna sign and trade Larry Markkinen. That's what they're gonna do. That's who the Bulls gonna do. But the Knicks, I don't know who they're gonna sign and trade. I already know who the Bulls getting rid of, and probably get rid of Thaddeus Young too. And Thomas Satoransky, we don't need him no more. So those are the three players that's probably gonna be gone: Markkinen, Satoransky, and Thaddeus Young. I lost his name. And for the dude in the chat, I see you put the comments on, it's 10 point guards ahead of Lonzo. I'm sorry, but if you go relook at the free agency list of point guards, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Schroeder what the free agent point guards? Chris Paul, Conley, Kyle Lowry, Dragic, Schroeder, Patty Mills, Dinwiddie, Lonzo Ball, Derrick Rose. Those are top ones. And I think Lonzo was probably number 2 or 3 on that list. To me.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. Selfishly, if he come over here to Indiana, the Pacers, you know what I'm saying? I love that, man. I'll be down there every game.
I'll be mad if he go to the Pacers. I mean, we was that close to getting him. I'll be hurt if he go to the Pacers. He has solved our problem, but I just don't want Schroeder. That's my whole point. I'll take Lonzo, I'll take Patty Mills, I'll take Dinwiddie, I even take I'll take Rose back. Or I'll take TJ McConnell from the Pacers too. I just don't want Schroeder. I feel like if that's the case with Schroeder, just forget it. Just let Ayo develop and let him play. Forget it. Because I just don't want to pay Schroeder. I could pay Lonzo something in 100 million, 121. Dennis Schroeder not worth that money. I'm sorry. He said the Hornets could sign and trade Rozier for Lonzo. Maybe. But that's the question: is what Lonzo really want? That's what it's gonna really come down to.
Yeah, I think that this was who said this? Like Ballfax said this last year. That he kind of predicted that might happen, where they could just do a straight up trade, Terry Rozier and Lonzo, and it made sense to me last year because it was before. I felt like what the Pelicans needed was a guard who could like actually score, who could get buckets. You know what I'm saying? Who could like take you off the dribble, can create and do all of that stuff. Now, I don't know if that's what they need, right? I think they need somebody. I think truthfully, if Lonzo was happy with being there and they could change that system, they got the players that in a different system that seemed like they could gel well together. But I just don't think that they're gonna change that system.
Nope. I think only thing I can say that I know for sure is Lonzo don't want to beat the Pelicans. I think that situation is over with. I think he's trying his best to get away from them as much as he can. I feel like that's the only thing that probably scaring him. I think he need to come out publicly and just be like, look what I said, Lonzo not that guy. I know he don't want to stay in New Orleans. Just say it like, no, I don't want to come here. I don't. So don't match no offer for me. I don't want to come back. I'm gone. I'll set the sign and trade be here. And that's how, if you really want to go to the Hornets, that's how you can force his way to the Hornets. Like, hey, look, I don't want to come back here. Don't restrict you, sign me. I'll do a sign and trade here to the Hornets, send me there. Or I'll do a sign and trade to the Bulls, send me here. That's why I want to go.
Yeah, but see, this would have been the power that of LeVar Ball, like being out there speaking and kind of doing what he was doing, right? Remember when before he went to New Orleans, Lonzo came out. I mean, LeVar came out like, well, we trying to get out of LA. You know what I mean? He was trying to get out of a certain place. He kind of started talking and was a catalyst. So Zoe didn't even really have to say nothing. He was just ready for them to get up out of there. And so I think that if he really wanted to be out of New Orleans, LeVar being on that media run and being able to speak his mind and say that would definitely help him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm not sure. But what
he might need to come out and say it.
Exactly. He would.
already said it though, brothers. He already said it. Remember on TMZ, he said that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he can't stay there. Mm-hmm. And then they try to switch his word talking about Lonzo can't stand there. LeVar didn't say Lonzo can't stand there. He said Lonzo can't stay there. He's like, no. Lonzo can't stay there. You remember that? That little media frenzy that was trying to push against LeVar, saying that Lonzo said he hates New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Let me. He did. Here's what I was saying is if right now I think the silence is telling, right? Because like you said, he don't mind coming out and speaking his mind and talking the truth. Mm-hmm. But I think the fact that he is not saying anything during this period, like, means that there's probably a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And that there's they trying to work something out. So, and it's probably looking like it's going to be in their favor. So I would not be surprised. Who is this? There was somebody, what's his name? DKM came on the stream, and in an effort to not like ruin nothing that people got going, I'll play it vague with this. DKM came on the stream, said that he had just talked to somebody who talked to LeVar, and then LeVar said that his boy is going to end up on the same squad or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that is in the works right now and it's going to happen. And I think that, to me, that knowing LeVar, him not saying anything is means that he got something in play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he don't want to ruin it. And
exactly.
Once I ain't gonna lie. Once I seen the video, because I was like, yeah. Once I realized that Lonzo didn't want to say the Pelicans, I'm like, yeah, we need a point guard. We got the money for him. I'm like, yeah, we finna get him. And the day I seen the video of Jello in the Hornets training facility, I was like, oh my God, we ain't finna get him. I already see he gone. Because even if you go back to the interview before him and LaMelo played each other, and they was like, hey, Lonzo, have y'all ever thought about seeing each other play against each other? He said, nah, we always talk about playing together. So he's telling me that they still been talking about that. So, yeah.
And it's still on his mind.
Yep.
James Borrego during the interview, during that, I believe the second meeting with Lonzo versus Melo, he mentioned Lonzo to him, and he said that we got our eye on something. Yeah, we got our eye on something. Now, I don't know if that was part of scouting, but I doubt it because no game is no game. It's not much to scout, especially if you're playing 3 and D. So, what did he mean by that, AB?
No, I mean, I'm not surprised. I think that what we see, I think that it's obvious that this Hornets franchise realizes that LaMelo Ball is the new franchise.
Yeah, that's
and it's his now, right? You see the way they draft him, the way that they moving in this free agency, like Zion. I mean, I call him Zion. Jello just being in the locker room. Mitch, the way the video where Mitch is like, what's his name? LiAngelo. He's like, I call him Jello. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, that's my boy, man. We be hanging and getting tea and crumpets and all type of stuff. To me, that says that it's his franchise. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are not or have not been looking at Zoe and trying to figure out ways that he could probably potentially fit into this, and then being able to start making some moves and behind the scenes to get him in there. I think it just makes sense.
Yeah, I do. And then I feel like if honestly, besides the situation with Jello head in China, I think if Lonzo Ball would have came in like how LaMelo did and took over a franchise, I think Jello would have got a shot too. But that tells you how much LaMelo has his hand or the keys to the franchise, and how quick Jello got the chance already. It pretty much already on the scene. What's up?
Hold on 1 second, SB. Hold on. I want you to back up just a little bit. We're gonna chop that up. Jello did get a chance with the Lakers.
He did.
He did?
Yes, he did get a chance. He was being worked out by the Lakers, so he did get a shot while Lonzo was a Laker. Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just know about the OKC. I know about the OKC blue one. I didn't know about the Lakers.
he came in for a workout it was like right before he was like trying to get drafted. So, but he worked out with the Lakers, he worked out with the Golden State Warriors, and I think maybe one other team that I can't think of right now, or maybe it's the Lakers, the Warriors, and then the Suns, and then he had that workout with at IMG Academy or whatever. But like even during that time, if I remember correctly, that was not only the part of the issue at that point was he still was super injured.
Yep.
And so that was his frame looked a lot different than it does now. Like I believe he had maybe had 2 surgeries on his ankle since that point. You know what I mean? So one of the knocks was his lateral movement and all of that stuff, which obviously is a big deal when you got a busted ankle. So he got that look, but I think that maybe at that time he just wasn't impressive, you know?
Yeah, right. I know. I think that's why he got cut from Detroit because he had the ankle problem.
Yeah. I think it was that, but it was also because I don't even know if it was that. Let me say, I think that he didn't play that final night because he ended up having some type of ankle issue. But I think the Detroit thing really what bothered them is they just didn't have a G League team that year. So there was no like 2-way contract, you know what I mean? They just have a use for that type of player, you know what I mean? So if you were on that squad, you like legitimately you about to play on the team. And I don't think that they were ready to do that with it. But here's my question to y'all, and just to change the topic just a little bit. What are y'all thoughts on this Russell Westbrook going to LA, right? And I guess a part of my question with that is because the let's bring Lonzo back to LA thing was a big conversation a couple weeks ago. Is that now off the table officially because you got Russ Westbrook, or is there some value that Lonzo could add to an LA team with Russell Westbrook and them still at the point guard?
Let me answer that first, SB.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you chop it up real tough afterwards. I believe Russell Westbrook to the Los Angeles Lakers is an overhyped, desperate move to show that the Los Angeles Lakers is moving off of Dennis Schroeder and they're serious about contending and winning another title during LeBron and AD era. Russell Westbrook is basically, I believe, is on his last leg. Okay, Russell Westbrook also had ample opportunities to come to Los Angeles if he really want to do that. So I'm talking, in the past, where before he got re-up on his contract with Oklahoma City, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because always been talk in LA within the city amongst the Lakers fans to have Russell Westbrook because he's a child of LA. So that always was a thing in LA. But he chose, either he chose the bag or he chose whatever he wanted to do. And he didn't want to be amongst his family for some reason because he had some conflict within his family. That's just some personal thing. So he wanted just to kind of be away. You follow what I'm saying? It's almost like that James Harden situation. Just wanted to be away from the family so he can concentrate on basketball, and everybody ain't trying to shoot their problems to him. Now, the Lonzo Ball thing, I believe, was a distraction because, quiet as it kept, there was a secret meeting amongst LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook in his Brentwood mansion. So a lot of people don't know that. There was a secret meeting amongst them 2 weeks prior to Russell Westbrook being signed and trade. They talked about what type of chemistry they're going to have. They talked about how they'll move the ball. LeBron gave his word that he's not going to interfere as far as being a point forward. He's going to play in the lower blocks because he's trying to save his body, and eventually, hopefully, he can see his son come into the league and play in the league with the son. Be that Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. type thing. You feel me? So, and so that took place, but that couldn't come out because that's tampering. You feel me? So Russell Westbrook already knew he was coming to the Lakers 2 weeks prior before they announced that. The Lonzo Ball thing was really kind of trying to get him to commit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be like, when you have these meetings, you be like, okay. But then if you ain't moving in that direction, okay, we're gonna move forward. We're gonna get somebody else. So when that Lonzo Ball hysteria start to pop up, that was an aim towards Dame, and that was an aim towards Russell. They never really had Lonzo Ball in mind to come back. They only use it as media hype to get these guards that they want on their team to come on and sign this deal or agree orally. You know what I'm saying? Have an oral agreement that you're coming. So when the deadline, when the aspect of being trade is official, then it wouldn't be no problem, wouldn't be no issues. And plus, taking the physical behind closed doors as well, because they want to make sure Russell needs was good.
Okay. All right. He said a lot there. I ain't gonna lie. A lot is deep, but I ain't gonna lie. I disagree with you wholeheartedly. One from the point of Russ Westbrook on his last leg, he just averaged a triple-double last year, so ain't nobody that averaged a triple-double on their last leg. And Westbrook ain't losing not 1 ounce of bounce yet. He's still jumping out the gym. I feel like the Westbrook move, it maybe was planned, but the Lakers was moving to do anything possible that they can because they know they got to compete with the Brooklyn Nets. And adding Westbrook, one is a great storyline for the finals, so that's going to sell more tickets too. But they need somebody who can compete, and they also need somebody who can carry the team so LeBron and AD can make it to the finals. Because it's not – I love AD. I'm from Chicago. He a Chicago kid. But it's sad to say, it ain't if AD going to get hurt. It's when AD going to get hurt. It always happened like that. And then with LeBron finally realized, okay, this has been like the last 3 to 4 years I done got hurt twice. And we already know Westbrook can carry a team full of bums to the playoffs, and he can win games by himself. So now we got Westbrook who can carry the load off, take a little bit of the scoring load off of those guys, and he's not scared of nobody. And then see what people are missing with the Lakers with the Westbrook trade is they're gonna be better defensively. They're gonna be way better defensively. So the Lakers team is still a threat. And this team is gonna be very good. They're gonna add more shooters to the team. And the Lonzo Ball situation, I think it was legit because the Lakers didn't know what they was going for. Then is Lonzo going to the Lakers now? No, the Lakers don't have enough money. They don't. Even if they try, everybody think like, oh, they're going to do a sign and trade for Schroeder. Nah, they ain't going to do that either because that's too much money to pay somebody to come off the bench. Because that's what Lonzo going to have to do that if he go to the Lakers. Or not, if he start, he going to be KCP again. Which it doesn't help Lonzo Ball at all. Yeah. So that's not going to interest him to do that. Even though he would probably love to come home and would win a championship, but it's like you're going to be literally PJ Tucker or KCP. So that's not helping Lonzo Ball in no way, shape, or form. I don't even want to see that, and I don't think Lonzo Ball wants to do that again, even if it does lead to a championship ring. So yeah, that's my point. But now the Westbrook trade was a great trade because at the end of the day, you got 3 Hall of Famers on one team, 3 All-Stars on one team. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to make it happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Hold on 1 second. Go ahead. Let me correct myself. When I mentioned Westbrook was on his last leg, not far as stat padding, what I'm saying, as he's known for. I'm talking about far as getting to a level where he can win a chip.
Yeah, I feel like he never left the way to win a chip. He just never had teams that was really good enough, or he ran into like the champions. That's like with the Rockets. They was good enough to win the championship. They just ran into the champions. The Wizards was not a good enough team. And then what team he was on with I think the last one you really say was like when he was with Paul George with the Thunder. That's it. So he really had that many opportunities with a championship team. If you think about it, because if you think about the run he had with KD after James Harden left, they really only had two legit years because every other year him and either Russ was hurt or KD was hurt. So he really didn't have that many chances to even win the ring.
Facts. I am of the thought process. I still like Russ as well. I'm with you, and I guess I get what you're saying now that you cleared it up. All access is like it's not that he is like not of a caliber player anymore where he like is as slowing down because the dude is an animal. You know what I mean? I think that he's been having a triple double for a long time now. Like it when he first did it, it was an anomaly. It was a feat that had never. It was crazy to think about. Now that's just his game. So I think that to me, that trade just feels like one of those things where they say, man, we just got to take the best player available. And you think that you get somebody that dominant on the squad that is going to be you can't lose. I just don't. I guess with the Anthony Davis thing and where LeBron is right now in age, I think that having him on the team really the only thing that it does, truthfully for me, is create a situation where you get to the playoffs, you would maybe at least have 2 out of 3 superstars available. You know?
Yep.
So even if you got LeBron and Russ going into the playoffs because AD hurt for some reason, you still got a pretty good team. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you got Russ and AD and LeBron ain't available, you still got a pretty good team or any combination of that. So I think that's what it gives you. But I just don't see why at this point anybody is fighting to get to LA to play with LeBron and them. Outside of, well, I don't know. I guess Russ, it makes sense. He already got the money. His contract ain't really ever going back up again. You know what I mean? So it's a great look for him. But as far as Zoe goes and anybody who is like trying to prove themselves or develop or really get some staying power in the league, like, yeah, that's just a bad look. So I'm kind of the same like thought process that I really don't want to see him in LA at this point. However, I think somebody did say something about like Zoe going there and potentially coming off the bench, maybe being a 6th man of the year type caliber player or candidate for that. And that would definitely be something that would be dope to see him do. But his ceiling to me is so much higher than that. That's just like a waste. You know what I'm saying? And what
and then I'll say with this though, with the thing about Russ I'm sorry, bro. We got to stop that narrative, Russ stat pad, because I swear the only game I would legitimately say Russ stat pad it was when Nipsey died and he went for the 20-20-20 game. Obviously, because he said it after the game, like I did that for Nipsey. But you can't tell me a guy stat pad when he get triple double, they got like a 90% win percentage when he does it, and Russ is the ultimate teammate. Now,
okay, hold on, back up. Let's chop that up right there. Okay. You said that they have a 90% win percentage
when he get a triple double. Yeah.
So he averaged a triple double for the last 3 years.
No, he didn't average a triple double with the Rockets.
Okay. 3 out of 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and what would their record if they had a 90% win percentage?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to tell you everything that Russ was on, and then, but yeah, that's the fact. You look up when Russell Westbrook win percentage when he got tripped up his highs, like in the 90s. Let me see when he was with.
That's a high win percentage.
That's high, yeah. I don't know if it was in the 90s, but I do remember hearing that same like vibe of they win more games than lose when he got a triple double for sure.
Let me see. OKC, let me see. Oh, just look it up. I'm just looking up Russ win percentage when he gets a triple double. I don't know why I'm looking at his finna actually do it that way.
Calculate it and yeah.
And also, to go back to what you were saying, AB, about Lonzo coming off the bench, I agree with you. I don't think that's a good look for Zoe, and I don't think that's a good look for his mindset, and I don't think that will help his game at all.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good look for him. I think he, like I said, if he was one of them dudes who like if he had already established himself as like an all-star and then all of that, and then went and kind of took that role, and he was at this point where he like, oh, we're gonna get this championship, then I feel like, all right, man, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think he's there yet. He's still at that spot where he gotta like solidify himself as Lonzo Ball, the dude who Magic Johnson said, look up there, your name gonna be in the rafters one day. You know what I'm saying? That guy.
Yeah. And then for the record, it's 75% Russ record when he get a triple double is 138 and 46. And that's still great.
Okay,
that's still pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. But thank you for doing your own research. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I wouldn't let I put a little sauce on it. I like Russ. I put a little sauce on it.
Yeah, we can give you
I would say 90%.
Yeah, you feel good, brother. We forgive you. We forgive you. But like you said, that's still good though. That's a high percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now if he was getting those triple doubles and he was losing, then yeah, I hear out loud. But I just feel like you can't stat pad for like 3-4 years straight now. I don't like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, if you play in the game and you know, like, all right, I'm one rebound from a triple double, who wouldn't go for it? Like, that's anybody, everybody will go for it. Now, I feel you from that point, yeah, he was stat pad then, but no, anybody. But like, and then nobody complains about Russ. I haven't heard not one teammate complain about it. Everybody praised Russell Westbrook as a teammate.
I feel like I've heard that people complain about him behind the scenes.
Exactly. That's
like
right.
That, I've heard that where people sources say such and such was upset at Russ, but you never hear anybody come out in a press conference or tweet about it, which to me is that shows that you at least respect him. You know what I mean? I didn't see LeBron subtweet people all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Nobody's going to just come up and say straight up they have a problem with Russ, because Russ is a little bully. So don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Russ got some hands. So people ain't gonna just, the average NBA player, they not boxing like that. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna just come to Russ and say this or that. You follow me? They might say behind the scenes and be quoted as an anonymous source. You know what I mean? But nobody's not gonna attach their name to it, because Russ will get up in your face and let you know about how he feel about you.
I think only one that I seen that was like a problem that Karen went public was with him and James Harden. The reason why he left the Rockets because Russ got mad. They was giving James Harden a little too much leeway, and he was missed out on practice. He was BS. Russ worked hard. He got that Kobe mindset. He don't like that. All right, okay, this your team. I feel like if it was like a random like bench player, he probably wouldn't care. But it's like, okay, if you the franchise player of the team, but you punish everybody else, Russ gonna speak up. Like this dude always late. He playing around, he BS, so Russ gonna speak his mind. So that's why I think that's the only situation that kind of went public. But that was only because Russ. But it was like Russ was in the right. Like James Harden, we trying to win a championship. What you doing? You late to the team, and you the symbol of the team. Everybody looking at you. You got to do better.
Yeah, exactly. And James Harden came in off the offseason looking like a balloon with a beard.
That's why Russell Westbrook left. He said, "Yeah, trade me, bro. I'm out of here."
Yeah. James was tripping. I seen somebody make this point the other day in regards to James Harden, and they were saying like James Harden has been one of those dudes who's pretty much been an Iron Man in the league, and like always is playing like, you know what I mean, an entire season, don't do the resting and all of that stuff. And this season is the one that he couldn't stay healthy. And it was the only season that he probably he started the league looking like a donut. You know what I mean? Started the season looking like a donut. And so they were just pointing out the correlation between him starting the season, like not taking it serious, not having a real off season, trying to get his way out of Houston, and then how that kind of karma backfired on him once he got to Brooklyn because his body just couldn't hold up anymore.
Yep.
And I was like, man, that should make sense.
Hey, AB, I have a question for you, AB. I have a question for you, AB the hero, my beloved brother. Rich Paul, right? Rich Paul, okay? We know that he's a genius. We know that Rich Paul is a marketing guru, and we know that Rich Paul is very smart as far as trying to captivate a huge market. Now, New York, being said, is the largest market in the world, media market in the world, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So why haven't Rich Paul put any of his clients in the New York market? And is Lonzo headed towards the New York market?
Sorry, say that one time. I was reading this comment here. Somebody was saying it's a long message. You said why Rich Paul is a marketing genius, and then why he's not pushing Lonzo to the New York market?
No, first of all, why he doesn't have a client in the New York market, since that's the biggest market in the world, media market in the world. And if New York is holding out and not saying too much, do you think Rich Paul could be pushing Lonzo into the New York market so he can have a foothold in the New York market and pivot from the LA market when LeBron retired and take over the New York market?
You know what? I think that it's a control thing, right? So I think that they probably just have a stronger foothold in LA, right? They've got different alliances and stuff that they probably just can't get in New York, right? When you think about the leadership in New York and how everybody has an issue with that guy who owned the team, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that that's part of it, right? It's just that the power of a Rich Paul and a lot of these dudes is being able to control your own destiny, being able to be in situations where you got a Genie Bus and Magic Johnson and what's the GM over there in LA? I just forgot the name. Kobe's old agent, Rob Pelinka, who is an agent himself. You know what I mean? It's dudes who understand show business and all of that stuff. And then you got the guy over at I cannot think of his name. I was trying to bring it to me. The owner in New York. I know his name because but basically you seen what happened with Charles Oakley. They threw him out the building. He don't like to be criticized.
James Dolan. James Dolan. That's his name.
Dolan. Yeah, the Dolans. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just it, right? What works so good for Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, and that whole conglomerate is they find a way to be in charge of what they got going. You look at the LeBron teams, and everybody just assume that LeBron damn near sign off on every trade and every signing, the coaching staff. And James Dolan just seemed like the type of dude who not giving that up. You know what I mean? And that could be for a multitude of reasons, but I think that's why they're not there. I do think that it would be dope for them to get Zoe in that market. It's just so interesting to me though, because the Knicks, even though they were pretty good last season, like that star power or that like real draw just don't feel like it's there for me anymore. You know what I mean? Like I think that they at a place where just nobody cares. Like the biggest thing that happened in New York in the last 20 years was Linsanity. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And see, with me, for me in that situation, I would say if Lonzo Ball was a guy who needed more media press, then I'll say, okay, go to the Knicks. Lonzo Ball don't need, like, the Ball family is their own entity. Like, he don't need to go to New York, like, at all. That's not gonna boost him up any more than he already is. It's really not though. Like you can even say about this, like there's people who building channels off just the Ball brothers, and it's growing better than some people doing regular team channels. They got their own movement, so he don't need to go to the Knicks for popularity or media because he already got a big following.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Brother Rev, but Revolution. He called it the Ball verse, the Ball universe.
Yeah. Said the Ball universe.
Ball verse.
Yeah, that's why I said like Lonzo need for me. If you don't go to where he's 100% comfortable, like with obviously go play with his brothers and go ahead feel the prophecy that his father wants to see, which would be nice. I won't complain about that. It'll be a good story. He need to go somewhere that's gonna put him in the best position to be the best player he can be.
Yeah,
because even at the Celtics, like I know everybody's saying like, yeah, the Celtics would be a good look. The Celtics would be nice, but only thing I would be worried about is if they gonna turn Lonzo to the same situation he was with the Pelicans. Because Tatum, who's my favorite player in the league, besides like Derrick Rose, obviously. But he's a ball dominant guy, and then Jaylen Brown's starting to become a ball dominant guy because he got his handle up. Is Lonzo Ball gonna be in the same situation again with the Pelicans? You know, so that's why I'm like, yeah, he answered the problem what they need, but is they actually gonna use him right? That's the only problem with the Celtics. Like the Knicks and the Bulls, and I get the Hornets because obviously he's gonna play with his brother. Is the only three teams where I know he can get his money and they gonna use him right. Yeah, he actually can play his game. It's not gonna Lonzo Ball not gonna come to the Chicago Bulls and be no catch and shoot guy. Nah. We need you to run the offense. You're going to be a point guard. The Knicks need a point guard. Bad. And then he's going to play a lot with Tibbs. I think his stats going to be great with Tibbs because he's going to play 40 minutes. Tibbs going to play you. And if you play defense, you're going to play a whole bunch of minutes. It just, the pace going to be a little bit too slow for Lonzo, but that's the situation. Then obviously he go to the Hornets with his brother. We done already seen how that's played out. And I believe they playing in the Drew League together, right? Or did that happen yet or no?
No,
It
I
didn't.
believe the Drew League is out the question right now
Yeah.
because what the Hornet situation with Jello being snatched up, so he wasn't able to come down and get into that Drew League. But he was committed. He was honestly committed to playing the Drew League. But once the bigger picture start to unfold, then you got to go with that bigger picture.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, you gotta take that. You gotta take that chance, be in the league. I don't forget. I like the Drew League, nice, but no, I'm finna go ahead and get this contract in the NBA. I can do that next time once I get that contract.
And that was a good segue, brother. SB. Now, I was at a few of the Drew League games, anticipating Jello's play, and I had a fortunate to talk to his dad. And his dad also explained to me that even the Drew League was a little upset at him because they thought they was bringing, either all the Ball brothers or at least one of the Ball brothers. You know what I'm saying?
That's the point I said. That's the point I said about him. He don't need to go to the Knicks for popularity. Look, they can pack up. Jello not even in the league, and he can pack out a gym.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it was funny how he was telling me, and because I'm familiar with the CFO, the commissioner, and the actual guy who started the foundation of the Drew League. That's what it is. It's a foundation. And like you said, they're always anticipating, either the Ball boys or Jello, because that's how they market the Drew League this year, undercover, not on the surface, because they don't do too much media marketing to Drew League. It's all invitational. But they invited certain people that, to come in and play so they can play against, the BBB team with Jello and things of that nature. And unfortunately, it just didn't unfold that way.
Yeah.
But Curtis Hollis got his shine on, though. He took full advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah. I'm glad that Kurt finally got that shot, or not finally got the shot, because he actually been playing in Drew League for a while. He played last year too, and made some highlights and all of that stuff. But speaking of him, he just was in Golden State playing, trying out with the Warriors last week as well. Oh, wow. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Curtis Hollis playing somewhere in the summer league this upcoming season, and definitely the G League. But definitely, I'm excited to see him in the summer league get a shot and all of that stuff. So yeah, he was at his folks reached out to me, and he was in Golden State. He said he had a pretty good time out there. Was hooping. So your favorite player is coming, man. It's going down.
Cause look, AB, you didn't go back to the JBA on that one.
Yeah,
you had a whole lot of grand sayings. You know what I mean? And I can't remember all of them, but I used to be rolling when I used to be watching the game. To hear you commentating, you come up with them terms. Oh man, that's so funny.
Nah, man, that was such a good time, man. And I had the intention was to like have a bunch of them, and I was gonna like study and write them down. You know what I mean? I wish I had like kind of streamlined it a bit, but no, it was good. It was good. That was a good time, man.
You said say Zoe goes to the Chicago. You think he can get Jello? Nah, Jello staying with the Hornets. We ain't getting Jello. We just gonna get Zoe. Nah, he will be with his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't going. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He gonna be with LaMelo, which is cool. I think, like I said, like I just think Lonzo needs to just go ahead, follow his own journey, and then I think you said this earlier, AB. The Hornets is building a team around LaMelo, and they got that second guard gonna come off the bench with Bouknight, who's gonna be a great scoring guard complement. You get Kai, who's another athletic big who will benefit more for playing with Lonzo. Obviously, you see how Airbnb works. And PJ Washington, cool, but I think they starting lineup might be Kai and Bridges together, and that's gonna be disgusting in transition with LaMelo Ball. That's gonna be live. It might be Lob City Clippers over again.
SB. SB, are you saying that Kai is going to start over Mason Plumlee?
No, not right off bat, but he got the potential to.
Oh, okay.
But I can say that'll be one of their deadlier lineups if they have Kai and Bridges in together with LaMelo. That transition gonna be stupid because both of them jumping out the gym nice and catching oops. I said that'll be Lob City 2.0 a little bit, or Baby Lob City.
Yeah,
it's a Baby Lob City.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
see the ad Airbnb work because Bridges get up there like how young Blake used to. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I'd be scared to see him in transition because if he's up there, he getting that.
Yeah, somebody said it may take them guys 5 years to develop.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's all.
Antonio Williams said that.
Which is fine because look, the problem that we got in this generation now, and we've been spoiled because they haven't. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 28, so I was born in '90. So I kind of got the best. I kind of got the best of both worlds. But I got a little bit of the old school stuff, and I got the new generation. Back in the old day, we had to wait and see things through. We couldn't watch a whole series through of a season of a show. We had to wait. Sometimes they play episodes twice. You had to wait 2, 3. We so used to everything microwave. We just think, all right, he come in the league by his second year, he should be on LeBron level and be a championship contender. Nah, bro, it takes time. Watch LaMelo ball. Once LaMelo actually develop his NBA body, you're gonna see a whole different player.
Yeah,
because he's not even in his NBA body yet. You see how Zoe played different once he started getting his body.
Yeah,
so big and Melo. So just you got to let these players develop.
I got a question for AB. For AB. It's coming out in the chat from my brother Tony Muhammad. He got a hot take saying Bouknight will end up just like Malik Monk. You agree or disagree?
Here's what I say, and I'm gonna segue what my man SB just said into that answer is I agree, right? Where people in this generation typically want you to be great right away, right?
Mm-hmm.
The development process is not really given to you like it used to be, right? And I think that goes back into the way that they do the one and done rule, right? So before, you could be a top prospect and you might go to college and play 2-3 seasons. Even if you could be number one player in the nation and it's not just guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. AB, I think your mic muted. Or is it now?
Yeah, so many young dudes who in high school play one season, come to the NBA, and then they just not ready, and then they fizzle out. Right? Not ready right away. You end up in the G League, and we done forgot about you, and then every 1 out of 20 of y'all end up making it, and 5 years later, we resurface as a dope player. I think saying that Malik Monk is one of them dudes who I feel like he said that as a slight to Malik Monk. You know what I mean? Or like he gonna end up like Malik, he not fully developed. Malik showed times this last season that he was a scorer, right? He's somebody who you could give NBA minutes to and then get some production out of him, right? Which is a positive thing. And Malik Monk being in what year is he in? Maybe 4? He came in with Lonzo. So what year is that? 4 going into year 5. Is in a good space, you know what I mean, as far as being an NBA player though. Malik Monk, if in the next 2 years got on the right team and ended up being an all-star, I don't think folks would be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, but also let me acknowledge that part of what hindered Malik Monk is not even just the on the court situation, it's just kind of off the court issues that he was getting into. And they damn near didn't even want him to play at the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? He had to change his whole outlook on the game, perspective and all of that just to get the shot. So I think from a talent standpoint, what I'm saying is that if Bouknight comes in and is on the level of a Malik Monk at year 4, you know what I mean, talent-wise, I think that's a solid guy production-wise. However, I do think that this team is structured and set up in a way that lets a dude with that skill shine in a way that this team is not set up prior, which maybe hinder Malik Monk. This team here, I believe, is bringing in these young dudes because we want to develop y'all. We want y'all to shine and we want you to do all that stuff. I don't think that this team ever was set up for Malik Monk to really be a dope player.
Okay.
Mic went out.
Yeah, your mic is a little off. I can hear you, but it's not. It don't sound like the studio mic. It just sounds like you probably talking into your phone.
Okay, wrong with it. All right, hold on. Pause for a second.
Yeah. And thank you for the question,
Hello,
Brother Tony. You sound the same as if you talking to your phone. Something's wrong with the studio mic or the studio sound.
The mic straight now? I can't even hear y'all. It'll be the mic.
Keep right onto I-94 west. Then keep left.
Dating your mom says Monk is a solid player.
Keep left onto I-94 west.
And
Hello. There we go.
yeah, there you go. And Calvin Lewin says the disrespect, the disrespect on Malik Monk's name.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the chat.
How long was it my sound out? Because I was just rambling right there for a minute. It ain't even
3 minutes.
damn. Man, I don't know what happened. Yeah. Somehow my computer connected to my Bluetooth headsets that I don't even know where they at. They're not even up here. Oh no, actually they are right here. So somehow, so that's what it was. Then
so you want to answer that or what? Want me to ask that question again by Brother Tony Mohammed?
Basically what I was saying was, let me do this real quick, man. Make sure it don't happen again. Somehow my headset's cut on in the bag. All right, can you hear me still?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
All right, cool. So basically what I was saying is that and I was addressing something that SB has said, right? The whole answer, haha. So what I think is interesting to me is I do believe that we are in this generation where we don't allow players to develop, right? I think that what actually is happening though is when they started that one and done thing, where you had before, if you came out of high school, you had to just be ultra good, right? You had to be talented. You had to be like ready to play in the NBA right now. And then they kind of set the precedent where you had at least play 1 year. And I think we started seeing guys who were top 10, top 20 high school prospects feel like all I have to do is go to the college for 1 year and then I can then I'm ready to go to the NBA, right? So what happens is now, if you look at this year, I think in this year's draft, they had only 6 seniors get drafted. You know what I'm saying? The lowest ever. So to me, what happens is now you got so many of these young dudes who come in after one season, end up in the G League, end up in on the back of the bench, end up trying to develop, and but you don't even get time because next year we got the same guy with the same ranking as you in high school, the same college resume as you, trying to take your spot, right? So you end up rolling these players out. Now to that Malik Monk Bouknight comparison, to me, what I'm saying is that I believe that Malik Monk, as a player on the court, development wise, is in a good spot. Like what he showed that he could do last season on a Hornets team who initially at the beginning of the season was not trying to play him, right? Due to off the court issues, issues with Brago and the staff. No, he was not even showing up in preseason like that. They were not trying to give him no minutes. And so I say that to say if Bouknight, as far as on the court wise, has the skill set by year 4, like a Malik Monk does, then he in a good position, right? Because I think Malik Monk is one of them dudes who, if in 2 years Malik Monk is an all-star, like nobody would be surprised. You know what I'm saying? If Malik Monk get on the right squad and does what he did for us at times last year, consistently through a season, he an all-star caliber player. You know what I mean? He just don't have the opportunity to do that. And I think that where I give Bouknight the edge is this Hornets team is set up for him to win, right? They're building this Hornets team around LaMelo, around this young core in a way that I don't think that they ever built around Malik Monk or ever intended it to happen. So I think Monk was really at a disservice, you know what I mean, in his development in a way that Bouknight won't be, right? I think that Bouknight is going to be a dude who like, you LaMelo, y'all run it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that ever Malik Monk never heard that in his life. I'm not saying that he is going to be an all-star caliber player. I'm saying that he has the potential to do it. There are games where he shot the lights out, and they only asked him to do that here and there, or only needed him to do it. I think that if he go to a squad and they give him the go ahead, that he has the opportunity to do that in a year or two. Maybe not perennial all-star year in the year out, but he could have a season where it's like, yo, Malik Monk this season is an all-star. I ain't watched Bouknight in college. He got double teamed for 2 years straight. Monk a streaky scorer at best. Here's what I'm saying is that Monk is a streaky scorer, right? But that's who in the NBA is not. Who in the NBA is not? You could get double teamed in college. What's his name down in Orlando? The kid who got drafted to Philly. Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz was an elite scorer in college and got to the NBA, and things is just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your system. He got to the NBA, was on a squad with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and like the elite scoring that you seen for him in college never came out. You know what I'm saying? Got to Orlando and started finally maybe having a bit of success, and then now is injured. You know what I mean? Like, what you do in college is important. What you do before you get to the NBA, to me, is all important. But what we're seeing is that you got to be in the opportunity for them to say, look, you even take a boy from Minnesota last year who was battling it with LaMelo to be rookie of the year. Damn, I'm sorry. I must be getting tired. I can't even think of nobody named Anthony Edwards. Yes. So Anthony Edwards at the beginning of the season was not putting up that many points. He was struggling. He was kind of streaky up and down. Towards the end of the season, Cat is hurt. Some other folks is out, and they say, Anthony Edwards, now, bro, here's the ball. Go score. 40 points, 20 points, 40 points, 20. You know what I mean? Took off. It's just opportunity in the NBA. Everybody is a scorer, right? What makes you an elite, and why I give Malik Monk some praise, is because when you can score off 10 minutes, right? You're not going to start the game. You're not going to play the first 5 minutes. We want you to score. You're going to play 5 minutes. We're going to pull you out, bring you back in the fourth quarter, and then and you can give us 20 minutes in the most sporadic like rotation possible. That's when you're an elite hooper to me, and that's when you like I would consider you a scorer. That's the difference, right? That's what the shit you see people be streaky and all of that stuff. So I don't know, but that's my thoughts. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree with you. I believe Malik Monk can be a superior scorer, but he has to define that in his mind. He can't want to be a scorer 1 minute and then try to be a playmaker another minute. He can't be trying to just break people off down off the dribble and thinking he can just get to the rack and turning the ball over because his handles is not at no elite level. So if Malik Monk could just would sit down, pace himself, and then fire up that ball, I believe he can be an elite scorer, and I believe he can crack an all-star team based on that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all I'm saying. I think he got it. I think he got a shot. He showed me some stuff last year that I was like, all right, Malik Monk is up there. He's somebody who, and that's partly why he's one of the dudes who folks are not upset of. Folks want him to come back and play again on this Hornets team. All right, so people want to get Hayward out of the game. You want to get the Martin twins out, but Malik Monk is like, yo, bro, we would love to see you do your thing next year here.
I think the Martin twins need to stay. I know a lot of people are anti-Martin twins. I think they need to stay. I think Cody needs to be actually on the roster, and Caleb needs to be down in the G League and call up every now and then, because I believe the Martin twins are like, no disrespect, but like crash dummies. And when you have that type of a team that's going to run up and down the court, throwing lobs, things of that nature, you're going to have your share of turnovers. So you're going to need somebody that's going to get out there and do the extra part, the dirty work, the blue collar work, to try to retrieve and get that ball back, diving for balls, fouling people, taking charges and things of that nature, because we can't expect the stars to do that, because that sets them up for injury. They might could do it periodically, but you can't expect them to do it consistently, because that sets them up for injury. So you have to have somebody to be that punching bag. And I believe the Martin twins could be that punching bag, especially Cody, because he has already proved himself that he will do that. You don't have to ask him. He will go out there and do that. And yes, he did have, his little anti-LaMelo Ball moments, but I think that was all because of LaMelo Ball was a rookie and is coming into their team, and they have already been there somewhat established, and they didn't want to acquiesce to a superior talent coming from a 19-year-old. And I think that was just some bias and some prejudice that they had within their own basketball skill set. But now that it's obvious that LaMelo Ball is that dude, you follow what I'm saying? He is the fire chief. He is that fire chief, okay? So you guys play your fireman role. Go out, put out the fire. You follow what I'm saying? I'm going to supply you with everything you need, get you in the right positions, throwing you lobs if you can catch lobs, throwing you, pulling it out on the fast break, pulling up if I need to, allow you to pull up if you need to. I'm going to go grab some rebounds. I'm going to play the passing lane and steal some balls. So I'm going to do my share of getting the ball back, but you guys do your share as well. And I believe the Martin twins are a perfect example of doing that, because you're already there. They're already they're already known, and they already their positions has already been defined. So you don't need to bring nobody in to try to replace that when you already have it.
Yeah, that's my that's how I feel about the Martin twins as well, right? Like it's they know their role, right? They've been there. I'm more so lean on the side of development as well, and I think that it's harder to like just bring in when you have a system like they have. Like it's harder to bring in dudes who are let's say like established or have a mindset or like a style already, like that they've been playing, right? It's the equivalent of like PJ Tucker, right? You bring PJ Tucker on your squad, you know what you're gonna get from PJ Tucker. So you bring him in to fit him in a specific role, right? You bring in Dennis Schroeder to fit into a specific role. They already have that. I think with certain players like the Martin twins, you have a kind of a blank canvas, and you have an opportunity to mold them into a role that's pretty dope. And that's what I want to see from. That's why I think that it's cool to have them on there. But I don't know, man. I think that it's a lot of folks, who are anti Martin twins, but I think that they could be cool, man. But shoot, man, let me do this, man. I'm finna get ready to shut this bad boy down, man. I appreciate y'all for hopping on here, man. I don't know if you got one more thing you want to say or shout out real quick, man, before we hop off here, man. Definitely feel free to do that.
Yes, sir. I want to shout out New Media. I want to shout out DJ Raw Uncut Truth. I want to shout out Flight Sports TV, and I want to shout out Ball Facts, DKM, and all the YouTube content creators that's about the truth and about to exposing the game within the game. And shout out to you, AB, an icon, a legend in this field here.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, shout out to all of those guys, man. Them all those dudes who I feel like have I met any of them in person? Actually, nah, I've not met many of them in person, but man, we talk all the time. So those like my brothers, man. So shout out to them guys, man. And you know what I'm saying? We out here in these streets. So yeah, but I appreciate you coming through, man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm a next time, what's the name? Flight Sports and all of them get on, man. I want to hop on there and I'd have sat in and listened to some of them chats before. But
yeah, that one time I was trying to beg you to come on. You was in there in the chats just going in, and I was like, "AB, jump in here, man. I'm telling you, man, we'll calm the waters for you, man." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because them waters over at Flight Sports TV is rocky. Them some rocky waters full of piranhas. So, you know, when you DJ, Ball Facts, when you guys come through, DKM, Hoop Jargon, when y'all come through, Hoop Jargon kind of rough with us, but when y'all come through, man, we respect you. We're gonna respect you and your platform. So we ain't gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be like sharks smelling blood. You know what I mean? Because we are family. Yeah, we are family. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I dig it, man. I wanted to come through. I was in the office though. And so I was in the office and I was listening on my headsets. And I kept checking to see if it was late in the evening, so most people was heading out, but there was still a few people sitting next to me. So I didn't want to hop in here and be trying to, you know what I mean, talking that talk and everybody be looking at me like, what is this? What is he doing over there?
Nah, they know you, AB. Trust me, they know you very well.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, because we have sometimes we have two shows in one day, right? We have the AM show. That's more kind of PG, kind of toned down. But that Flight After Dark, that Flight TV After Dark, there's no holds barred, man. You better have your facts and your research together because they're in there chopping off heads.
Yeah, man. Now I seen him. I done just scrolled through there a couple times and listening. All great information, man. So I'm definitely gonna pull up.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Your voice and your content would be very much appreciated, my brother.
Straight up, man. Straight up. It's lit. No, it's Liddy again. It's Liddy again. Nah, but all right, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. I'm gonna shut this bad boy down, man. Let's see. All right, man. Once again, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in with the boy, AB the Hero. We are live today. We might go live today. Tomorrow's my birthday, August 1st. So I appreciate everybody who jumped in with the super chats and everybody who showed love and hit the like button. I appreciate if y'all do that on y'all way out. If you hadn't hit the like, hit it already. You know what I'm saying? And we'll try to get this going again, man. It's been real, man. It's your main man, AB the Hero. We out. Peace.